Welcome to Goodwin Field in Fullerton as the 15-mile rivalry is set to start tonight. It's the Long Beach State Dirtbags taking on the Cal State Fullerton Titans for the first time this season. I'm Bruce Kuntz alongside JayDe Beaudry, and you are listening to 22 West Radio. Long Beach State didn't play a midweek game after winning their series last weekend against Bakersfield. Head coach TJ Bruce will have a fresh roster taking the field tonight to begin a massive series for the Dirtbags. As things currently stand, Long Beach is in 8th place in the Big West at 8-10. They're only 2 games back of the 5 seed, which is the last spot that will earn a berth in the conference tournament. Fullerton has had a quality year to this point, going 9-6 in conference play, which has them in 3rd place. The Titans were tied with the Dirtbags in 8th place in the preseason coaches poll, so they weren't expected to be in this position, but they found themselves there nonetheless. They have a chance to solidify their spot in the standings with a series win this weekend. JD, the Dirtbags are missing a couple key bats this weekend due to an injury to Armando Briseño and Dylan Lena. Who do you see picking up the slack offensively in a must-win series for the Beach?
Yeah, we're going to see a new look infield today for the Dirtbags. The first time this year the Dirtbags have fielded an infield of all first-year players. We saw TJ Bruce shuffle the deck a little bit against Bakersfield. Today, a couple of big changes. Charter Enright, the freshman, makes his 3rd consecutive start at shortstop. We saw him flash the bat over the weekend. Let's see what he can do today offensively. The big change, though, to note, Connor Sharpio, the regular starting first baseman today, is playing in the DH spot. Nathan Cadena makes the switch from 3rd to 1st. In that last game against Bakersfield over the weekend, we saw the Dirtbags give up a 7-run inning to surrender a 6-run lead. A lot of that attributed to throwing errors. Today, the Dirtbags looking to put that series behind them, start this one fresh, start it strong on the defensive end.
It's a lot of power missing from the Long Beach lineup with those two guys. They're tied for the team lead at 5 home runs apiece. If you look through the rest of the Dirtbags roster as a whole, they combined for 7 home runs when you take away those 10. So a lot of power missing from this Long Beach team this weekend without Armando Briseño and Dylan Lena. But the rest of the team will look up to pick up the slack. Huge series this weekend for the Dirtbags in the rivalry matchup. It's a left-on-left matchup to begin the game. Kyle Ashford, the leadoff man for the Dirtbags. First pitch from Fullerton, in there for a strike. Their starter tonight is Micaiah Negretti, rocking the high pants and stirrups. This is a historic field, Goodwin Field. Titans have a great baseball program. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Negretti. Pop-up into left field and playable. Ranging in the left fielder tonight for Fullerton. Bardowell there to make the catch. So that's a quick out number 1.
Yeah, Kyle Ashworth goes down on 2 pitches. You know the Dirtbags are going to want to be up and aggressive early here in Fullerton. It's a hostile atmosphere. Anything to get the bats going early will benefit Long Beach in the long run.
Second batter for Long Beach is Alex Champagne. So a couple of lefties to start this batting order despite the southpaw on the mound. First pitch into Champagne. Fastball that misses just high. Champagne batting .263 in the midst of a cold streak. For much of the season, he's found his average up above 300, but ever since that series in Hawaii, Champagne has been looking to find that rhythm again. Windup goes over the head for Negretti. 1-0, a sinker that misses down.
Yeah, that trip across the Pacific really took the wind out of the sails of Alex Champagne. His average sitting at just .263. Hasn't knocked a home run this season. Does have 9 RBIs to his name. Dirtbags will want to get him on base today.
2-0. On the outside corner with a fastball, count now 2-1. Negretti enters the game with a 5.14 ERA on the season. 4-1 record in 9 starts. 2-1, fouled straight back. 1 out, nobody on, still scoreless here in the top of the first inning. Dirtbags were in their gray with black pinstripes road uniforms. Black helmets, black sleeves for Champagne. The Titans in navy blue hats and tops with white pants. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball down on the dirt. Nice take by Champagne to make the count full.
Champagne in the batter's box looking to shrink the zone, taking a very low, very wide stance.
Nice at bat here after the 2-pitch out to start the inning. Payoff pitch, line drive into short center field, ranging in Burdick, and he's there to make the catch. Had to go a decent ways, but the center fielder for Fullerton, Cam Burdick, makes the play. So now it's 2 outs, nobody on for the Dirtbags.
That's good contact for Alex Champagne. It's just roped straight into center field. He takes a confident trot back to the dugout, but nevertheless, 2 down here in the top of the first with nobody on.
Good at bat there for Champagne as he tries to get himself back on track. Now that'll bring up the first right-handed batter of the game for the Dirtbags in Nathan Cadena. Cadena up in the 3 spot tonight in the absence of Dylan Lena and Armando Briseño. So Cadena digs in, back foot on the chalk as the first pitch is swung on and missed, a heater at the letters.
Big cut from Cadena. Comes into this game hitting .232, 3 home runs on the season, 16 RBIs, so a lot of power in his bat.
Negretti out of the windup. 0-1 is swung on and missed again, another heater. That one came across at 89. So it's a couple of swings and misses to begin the at-bat for Cadena.
That last pitch on Cadena moved inside out. Cadena found himself chasing.
Negretti trying to complete a quick top of the first inning. Here's the 0-2. Fastball sails high and away, taken by Cadena. Cadena transferred in to Long Beach State from San Jose State and played 4 years there. The first-year Dirtbag batting .232 so far this season. 1-2, fouled straight back.
That's another cut there from Cadena that expands the zone as he takes a short lap around the home plate umpire and resets himself facing the 1-2.
With Lena and Briseño both not dressing this weekend, it's Cadena who's the active leader in home runs for the Dirtbags team with 3. Another 1-2 pitch, breaking ball floated over, but it's fouled back. Cadena stays alive again.
And makes contact and takes another lap. Really taking his time, trying to take the wind out of Negretti's sails. On the mound, working quickly though.
Couple long at-bats here after Champagne worked it full. Couple foul balls as the count is still 1-2 for Cadena. Negretti out of the windup again. Cadena awkwardly stepping out of the box as the pitch misses down and in. It was indeed a pitch. Cadena was stepping out as if he had gotten time, but the pitch counts. The slider misses down and in. A very awkward call there. Andrew Burke, the home plate umpire, now discussing with Jason Dietrich, the head coach of the Titans. And as Burke walks back to home plate, Cadena having his word now. But the count is 2-2. Cadena was stepping out of the box as he took ball 2, but he'll get to continue his plate appearance. 2 outs, nobody on, still scoreless. Negretti looking to put him away. Fly ball out into right field, ranging back, but shy of the track, planting. Paul Contreras makes the play, and that does it for the top of the first. Dirtbags go down in order. Coming up next, Fullerton will be going to bat for the first time here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags head out on defense for the first time tonight. The pitcher is Jake Fields, the redshirt freshman. Fields getting the nod tonight, as instead of the regular first game starter, Kellen Montgomery will go tomorrow to keep the regular schedule intact. This is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday 3-game series. Irregular, but due to Easter weekend, the schedule got moved up a day. But to keep everybody on their regular rest, Fields is going tonight as part of a bullpen game for Long Beach State. I think for this game, JD, it'll be more like a regular Sunday bullpen game that they've been going to the last few weekends.
Yeah, we'll see how Jake Fields gets off to a start as well. He's had a rough 2 outings in his last 2 appearances, most notably against Bakersfield. Got the start, only lasted 1 inning. Bakersfield, the Roadrunners, able to tee off on Fields. If this is a bullpen game, though, like you say, Bruce, Fields will still need to get off to a good start, make it easy on the rest of his guys to go the distance.
We're scoreless as the bottom of the first inning is about to get going. The leadoff man for Cal State Fullerton tonight is the DH, Carter Johnstone. Johnstone, the freshman, comes in batting .350, 584 slug, and a very impressive freshman campaign to this point. Fields out of the windup. First pitch, a fastball that misses outside. It's a freshman-on-freshman matchup to get this bottom of the first inning going.
Yeah, Carter Johnstone, a very imposing figure. Freshman bat and leadoff, 6 home runs this season. 3 of them came in a single game.
Left-handed batter, Fields the righty on the mound, goes out of the windup. Here's a rope down the first base line. It gets past Cadena, and that bounces into the corner. Johnstone rounds first. He's going into second. He'll be content there with a stand-up double. Dirtbags get it into the infield, but a nice start to the bottom of the first inning. Carter Johnstone ropes one down the line, and he's on second base with nobody out.
And that'll get the crowd fired up here. An absolute liner that just beats Nathan Cadena. Obviously playing first base tonight. He's played all over the infield all season long, but that time couldn't get the glove in the dirt. Maybe a short hop put him off, but nevertheless, Johnstone on second.
Cadena gave a somewhat awkward stab at that ball as it got by him. You have to wonder the lack of experience at first base this year might have played into that one a bit. Sharpio not exactly known for his glove, but you wonder if he might have had a chance at that play. Either way, it got into the corner. Man on second with nobody out as Maddox Lotta comes into the box. The right-handed hitting shortstop for Fullerton takes one high to start the at-bat. Lotta at number 4 in the Big West in batting average, batting .362 this year with a .475 on-base percentage.
That on-base percentage, Bruce, best for 6th in the conference.
Low hands with the bat tapping against his shoulder, right on right matchup, and he swings through a heater, counting on 1-1.
Lotta also has an affinity for extra base hits so far this season. 10 doubles, driven in 17 runs. Just a very efficient, patient hitter who loves to get on base.
Man on second with nobody out. Right on right matchup. Fields comes home with the 1-1, a breaking ball that popped out of the hand and misses high. Carter Johnstone, the runner at second base, 5 for 7 on stolen base attempts this year. Dirtbags with the corners pulled in about halfway. Inside move, Fields tosses to the bag, an uncompetitive pickoff attempt there as Elliott met the ball at the base. It's an interesting defensive alignment tonight with Easton Elliott playing second base and the freshman Jake Evans at third base. Typically when these two guys have been in the starting lineup together, it's been flipped the other way around. Fields ready to go, gives a glance at second. Here's the 2-1, a fastball that just missed outside. Andrew Burke, the home plate umpire, did the dance but did not give the call, so the count is now 3-1.
Yeah, right now on the mound, it's Fields taking a good long look at Johnston, who has a healthy 3-hop lead off a second.
Time is called before the 3-1. Looks like it was Connor Stewart, the man in the squat tonight for Long Beach State, who called it. Good count here for Maddox Lotta to get a pitch to drive. The Big West 4th leading hitter. 3-1, swung on and missed. Lotta tipped that one into the glove, actually. A fastball came across from Fields, good pitch down and away, and the count is now full.
This will be a big punch out to start the game for Jake Fields. Facing full count.
Man at second, nobody out. Lotta trying to move him over at least. Payoff pitch, fouled off down the right side. We'll do it again.
Lotta just a little late to that contact. Wants to adjust the batting glove, but he's close.
Trying to time up the redshirt freshman. Fields gives a glance back at second. Here's another 3-2 pitch, lifted out into short center field, playable for Alex Champagne as he ranges over. The ball drifts over to Ashworth and right. He's the one to make the catch. Johnstone tagging, and he'll move up to third, slides in head first without a throw. So Maddox Lotta does a job there, moves the runner up 90 feet. Now man at third with one out for Fullerton.
Yeah, good fielding out there and right for Ashworth. That ball dipping into his glove. And smart running from Carter Johnstone, advancing to second. Advancing to third from second. A dangerous runner in scoring position now for the Titans.
And the man that you want up in that spot for Cal State Fullerton, Andrew Kirshner, the first baseman, steps in, leading the Big West with 50 runs driven in this year. He thrives in these opportunities. And the physical left-handed batter steps in here with a good chance to take the lead for Fullerton. First pitch from Fields, cut on and missed. Nice pitch there on the inside corner.
Yeah, numbers for Kirshner this season are absolutely insane. Batting .331, 50 RBIs, as you mentioned, Bruce. An imposing hitter, standing 6'5", 200. The junior out of Lakewood, California, having himself a season.
0-1. Swung on and missed. A fastball dialed it up to 91 there for Fields at the letters. Got it by him. Kirshner slugging .605 this year, has 10 home runs. A lot of power in that bat, but he'll try to get one in play here. Fields way ahead. Here's the 0-2. Fouled straight back. Another 91-mile-an-hour fastball that Kirshner just got a piece of.
Kirshner takes a wide stance in the batter's box as well. The lefty nearly has both feet on both sides of the batter's box.
Got to have a big frame to almost accomplish that. Another 0-2. Fastball misses up and away. Kirshner checked his swing way before he went around. Evans at third base is about even with the bag. The rest of the Dirtbag infield is back. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high.
Yeah, Fields just trying to mix up the stuff now. Takes a little swipe of dirt from the pitcher's mound. And now resets to deliver the 2-2.
Cadena about halfway in at first base. Looks deep enough that ground ball there would concede the run. 2-2. Slider swung on and missed. Nice pitch from Fields. Caught the back door, and Kirshner swung right over the top of it. Big strikeout there. Makes it 2 outs, and the runner still at third for the Titans.
That's huge for Jake Fields. Needs a little bit of confidence to start the game, and no better way to do it than striking out one of the most imposing figures in the Big West. 2 down now for the Dirtbags, looking to escape this inning without any damage.
If there is a weakness for Andrew Kirshner, it's the strikeout. That's his 44th of the season. But now Matthew Bardowell comes up in a big spot. The cleanup man and right-handed hitting left fielder for Fullerton. Man at third with 2 outs. First pitch from Fields. Cutter right on the outside corner. Good spot there at 82 for strike 1.
It doesn't get any easier for opposing pitchers facing the top half of this Fullerton lineup. Bardowell this season batting .354. That's best for 6th in the Big West.
0-1. Fastball cut on and missed. 89 miles an hour there from Fields as he's ahead 0-2. Would be huge for the redshirt freshman to pitch out of this spot. Fullerton had a man on third with 1 out. Fields already got 1 punch out to get it to this spot. And now he's ahead 0-2 on Bardowell. The pitch. Fastball squirted foul down the right side. Line drive right into the netting above the stands. The netting only extends behind the backstop here, stops at the dugouts. So the count's still 0-2 as Bardowell digs back in. Fields looks to put him away. His pitch, fastball sails high. Runner waiting down at third base with 2 outs. Jake Fields sets just above the belt. 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Dialed up to 91. Fields strikes out back-to-back Titans to end the inning and leave the runner stranded. Great pitching from the redshirt freshman to get out of it. We're still scoreless as we go to the second here on 22 West Radio. Top of the second about to get underway after a nice pitching performance from Jake Fields in the bottom of the first. Titans had a man on third with 1 out, but Fields got back-to-back strikeouts to finish the frame. So still no score as the Dirtbags are looking for their first base runner against Negretti. It's Connor Sharpio, the cleanup man, stepping in. No batting gloves despite the colder temperatures as he takes strike 1. It's a full cloud cover here. An irregular Thursday night game. Sharpio batting .213 this season. Here's the 0-1 down in the dirt, taken for ball 1.
Bit of an awkward pitch. Forces Matt Ortega behind the dish to make an acrobatic stop.
Micaiah Negretti really with that throwback look on the mound. The high stirrups, big windup. 1-1 is flied out into center field. It looks playable for Burdick. He's camped right underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. All 4 outs so far for the Dirtbag offense by way of a flyout.
Yeah, Dirtbag's making contact, but can't quite get it over the wall. It's 385 out there to center, 330 to the poles. Long Beach, not enough power to get it over the wall, but putting it in play nonetheless.
Trotter Enright comes in now, batting 5th tonight for the true freshman. He's making starts at shortstop in place of Armando Briseño. First pitch fouled off for strike 1.
Trotter Enright was a part of the 6-run rally for Long Beach last Sunday. Recorded his first career triple.
0-1. Slider misses high. Enright on the season batting .238. Has looked good in these last few appearances. So he swings on and missed. That one 81-mile-an-hour slider off the outside part. Count now 1-2. It's a huge series this weekend for the Dirtbags as they try to climb their way up the Big West standings. 1-2, swung on and missed. First strikeout of the game for Micaiah Negretti is a slider that gets Enright to whiff at it. So now 2 outs, nobody on for the Dirtbags. But this is a huge series, JD. After they won those first 2 games against Bakersfield, they had a chance to sweep that series and really get themselves into a tie for 5th place. But after that loss, back down in the 8th spot in the conference. When we say they're only 2 games back in that number 5 seed, they have the tiebreaker over both the teams in the 4th and 5th spot in Hawaii and UC Santa Barbara. First pitch swung on and missed by Jake Evans. So really for the Dirtbags, only 2 games back at this point in the season, a place that they didn't expect to be if you just go back a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, the Dirtbags really turned it around. Big series wins over Santa Barbara, over Hawaii, and then over Bakersfield.
0-1 misses high and away.
It's definitely an upward trend for TJ Bruce's team, and like you said, not many people expected the Dirtbags to be competitive at this stage in the season. It's really going to be up to this entire team to close the season strong. They got a big series against CSUN coming up next after this weekend's stretch against Fullerton.
1-1, swung on and missed. Fastball at 88. Really for this Dirtbags team, the approach every weekend is just win the series. They don't go in and expect themselves to sweep, especially in these series where they're big underdogs, but they've managed to just be a thorn in the side enough to just take some of those series and get themselves where they are now.
Absolutely. They've ground out some gritty victories as well. We saw it in the second matchup against Hawaii, a pitching battle, and we saw it against Santa Barbara as well, just grinding out results, hitting when it matters, getting on base, making it difficult for teams who might be underestimating Long Beach a little bit, even this late in the season.
1-2 missed up and away. Here's the 2-2. Does it again. Count now full.
It's also going to be up to these guys who come into the lineup and in difficult spots like tonight where you're missing Briseño and Lena. It's going to be all about who steps up, who's the next man up.
Jake Fields with a full count here. 2 outs, nobody on. Payoff pitch comes home and misses high. Dirtbags have their first base runner on a 2-out walk for Jake Evans.
It's big for Jake Evans, an opportunity to get on base. Not an aggressive runner, but nevertheless with 2 outs, sets the table.
Evans making his 10th start of his freshman season. He's the Long Beach kid getting the nod tonight. Easton Elliott coming up now, the senior transfer in from Oral Roberts. The left-handed batter starting at second base tonight in the 7th spot in the order. First pitch, a fastball that catches the outside corner. A decent assortment of lefties in this Long Beach lineup tonight, 5 of them, despite the left-handed starter for Fullerton. 0-1, slider right on the outside corner, count now 0-2.
Yeah, that's good stuff from Negretti.
Neither of those easy pitches to hit for Elliott. So now he's in an 0-2 hole. Evans off of first base. Negretti comes home. 0-2 pitch is popped up left side, ranging over towards the netting. Rosales will watch it fly out of play. So the count stays 0-2 as Elliott stays alive. It's not a lot of foul territory here at Goodwin Field. The Titans' script behind home plate almost takes up that entire chunk between the home plate circle and the warning track. Another 0-2 waved at and missed. Went back to the slider and got Elliott to chase. So it's 2 strikeouts in the frame. Dirtbags leave 1 stranded. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still scoreless here on 22 West Radio. Fullerton coming back up to bat, looking to take the first lead. It's 0-0 as the bottom of the 2nd inning is about to get underway. Fullerton had a man at third base in the bottom of the 1st with just 1 out, but back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Fields on the mound. Managed to strand that base runner. First pitch here for Fields to start the 2nd inning, misses high. The batter, Max Ortega, hitting in the 5 spot tonight for Fullerton and playing catcher. Fields out of the windup with the 1-0, breaking ball down in the dirt, blocked by Stewart, but the count now 2-0 to Ortega.
Ortega in his junior season, his 3rd year with the Titans. Played 39 games last year, 27 starts.
2-0. Fastball cut on and missed. For a guy who's in his 3rd year as a Titan, the Dirtbags have seen him plenty, at least in terms of laundry. But with a brand new coaching staff, a lot of brand new players, it's a lot of these guys' first experience with these Titan returners, even though it's still the same Dirtbags uniform. Next one misses inside, count now 3-1.
Yeah, you look back to that Fullerton series last year, and only a few familiar names pop out. Armando Perseño, Kyle Ashworth, getting on the scoreboard, but by and large, a very fresh Dirtbags team, making their first trip to a very historic park in college baseball.
3-1 flight out into center field. Champagne ranges back on a dead sprint to the track, to the wall. It's off the top of the wall and bounces right over Champagne. Ortega's going to try for 3, and now he throws on the brakes. He'll head back to second base with a leadoff double. Second double of the game already for the Titans, and they've got a man on second with nobody out.
Big swing. That one was just about gone. Need a little extra oomph to get over the wall, but stays in play. Ashworth able to track it, make the throw down, and keep Ortega at second, but a big swing and a big way to start this inning.
It's a tall fence here at Goodwin Field, at least a 10-foot high fence, and that one hit just below the orange bar across the top of it. So Ortega just misses a home run there. He'll settle with a double. So now as Eni Lopez, the second baseman, steps in for Fullerton, they've got a man on second with nobody out. Dirtbags bring both corners in, bunt defense in effect. Lopez squares around, first pitch bunted foul back into the netting.
Eli Lopez batting .302 this season.
This Fullerton offense has been very impressive this year. As a team, third best in the conference with a .297 batting average. Bunt defense still in effect. Cadena pulled all the way in, a few steps on the fringe at first base. 0-1, Lopez squares around but pulls it back as that one misses down.
I see Nathan Cadena crashing from first base. Ready for the bunt defense.
It's the typical bunt defense with a man on second. The third baseman, Evans, is staying home, but ready to field the bunt if it's too hard that he gets past the pitcher. But it'll be Field's responsibility on the third base side. Cadena crashing for the first base side. 1-1 pitch. Lopez swings away, lifts it out into the right center gap, but Ashworth gets over to make the play. Tagging up and making his way to third is Ortega without a throw. Lopez swings away despite the bunt defense and lines out to Ashworth in right. That was a hard hit ball. Could have got down, but Ashworth right there to get it.
Yeah, almost a repeat of what we saw in the last inning. The runner advancing to third off a fly ball to Ashworth. Once again, the Titans have a man in scoring position, only one out on the board.
A perfect repeat of the first inning to this point. A leadoff double and then a fly ball to right moves him over to third. Paul Contreras in the box now. First pitch to him, misses down and away on an 80-mile-an-hour slider. Right on right matchup as Contreras, who's batting in the 7th spot tonight.
On the mound, you got Fields, a righty, so he's having to look directly into the eyes of Ortega on third base.
Long pause, now the 1-0. Slider in there for a strike. Contreras doesn't move his feet, stays put in the box as Fields goes back and takes a swipe of the rosin bag. Man on third with one out, still scoreless here in the bottom of the second inning. Fullerton looking to change that. 1-1, fastball fouled off down the right side. Dirtbags have both corners drawn in on the infield. The second baseman and shortstop still playing back. Cadena and Evans both even with the bag at first base and third base, respectively. 1-2. Fastball, rung up. Late call there from Andrew Burke as he gives a full ring. But Contreras strikes out looking. Jake Fields continuing the mojo from the first inning. Struck out back-to-back Titans to strand a runner at third in that frame. Now strikes one out here. Runner stays put at third base with 2 outs now in the inning.
Yeah, the phone was ringing for a little while there for Andrew Burke behind the plate. Took a solid pause, but now it's 2 down for the Dirtbags. Once again looking to escape a jam.
Long enough that Long Beach fans started yelling, where was that pitch? Same as I thought it was down. First pitch here misses in the dirt. Nice block by Stewart. The hitter now Marcos Rosales, playing third base and batting 8th for Fullerton. Rosales, the sophomore, comes in with a .250 batting average. Fields looking to continue the repeating frame or structure of that first inning. If he can strike out Rosales, would be a perfect replica. 1-0 pitch. Checked his swing on one down, and he went around. Andrew Burke doesn't need an appeal to call that one. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, a few moans and groans from the Fullerton fans. Not happy with that call.
The biggest part of the crowd is over past the Fullerton dugout. Not a huge crowd tonight. 1-1 pitch. Popped straight up within the infield. This should get them out of the inning. Ranging over into foul territory, Cadena camped underneath it, and right in front of the first base coaching box, he makes the catch. So Fields works out of it again. Titans have stranded a runner at third in both of the first two frames. Nice job by the redshirt freshman to keep this thing scoreless as we move to the third inning here on 22 West Radio. The Dirtbags offense will look to pick up their starter and give him a lead after Jake Fields pitches out of a couple tough spots across these first two innings. We're going to the third, still scoreless between Long Beach State and Cal State Fullerton. 8-9-1 due up for Long Beach, starting with the catcher, Connor Stewart.
Yeah, we saw one runner reach on a walk in the last frame. Dirtbags looking to continue to get on base, get active. Troubled this Fullerton pitching staff, but both teams scoreless through two frames. This bottom of the order for Long Beach hasn't been hitting well this season.
Left on right matchup. Negretti comes home. It's fouled straight back. Micaiah Negretti entering his third inning of work. He's got an 0-1 count against Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart comes into this one batting just 163. 11 RBIs on the season.
Stewart was the opening night catcher for the Dirtbags, but has seen his playing time dwindle a bit since. Breaking ball falls in for strike two. It's Efren Ortega, the true freshman, who has started to get a lot of the innings behind the dish. But Stewart gets the nod tonight. He's trying to fight now, 0-2 count. Line drive over into the left center gap, ranging over Burdick, isn't able to get it. That ball bounces just short of the wall, he cuts it off, but that's gonna be a leadoff double for Connor Stewart as he gets in standing up. Gives a little golf celly out there on the second base bag. Dirtbags with a man on second, nobody out.
That is a huge hit for Connor Stewart. Just his second double of the season. Able to rope that one right over the shortstop into left. Connor Stewart able to get on base early for the Dirtbags. A man on second and nobody out.
It's the first hit of the game for Long Beach State off of Micaiah Negretti. Stewart got a fastball in the outer half and just yanked it. Got the barrel there and found the left center gap. Fullerton brings both the corner infielders in. Matt Toomey batting now for Long Beach as he squares around early. Showing bunt, left on left matchup. Pitch comes home. He lays it down over on the third base side. Negretti fields. His only play is to first, and he makes it. So successful sacrifice bunt for Matt Toomey on the first pitch. Puts a runner at third with one out for the Dirtbags.
Matt Toomey getting a lot of high fives and head taps going into the dugout. Lays down the bunt to perfection. Forces the play at first. Advances Stewart to third. Well executed.
Negretti threw him a slider on the outer half. Easy pitch to get down the bunt to that location. Now it brings up the top of the order for the Dirtbags. Kyle Ashworth steps in with a chance to give Long Beach the lead. Negretti will try to pitch out of this the same way Jake Fields has these last two innings. First pitch to Ashworth, fastball in there for a strike.
And Negretti's fastball has a lot of vertical movement, just goes high to low. Hard to read, and Ashworth not known for swinging at the first pitch.
Ashworth flew out to start the ball game. 0-1, checked his swing, but that's called strike. A slider at 82 on the outside corner, and Ashworth is in an 0-2 hole. Full infield comes in now for Fullerton. 0-2 pitch, a slider that's popped up within the infield and will be nowhere deep enough. The shortstop Lotta ranges over, but it's called off by the third baseman Rosales, who makes the catch. Right on the infield grass, it's an infield pop-up for Ashworth. Won't get the job done there. Takes off his helmet and slaps his own thigh with it in frustration. As now the runner stays put at third with 2 outs. Alex Champagne will need a knock to drive him in.
Yeah, we've seen Jake Fields on the mound. The last 2 innings for the Dirtbags, able to hold a runner at third. Negretti trying to do the same.
The third baseman Rosales still playing in front of the bag. Champagne with great speed. First pitch, a slider that breaks in for strike 1.
We saw Champagne make solid contact in his first at-bat.
That was after he worked it full, lined out to center field his first time up. It was a good-looking plate appearance. 0-1 pitch, slider breaks in for strike 2.
Negretti has done a really good job so far in this game. Throwing strikes, gets the Dirtbags into 0-2 holes and doesn't let them out.
The junior southpaw trying to pitch out of this jam. Gives an exhale as he's set. Here's the 0-2, breaking ball, checked his swing, and that's a called strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout for Alex Champagne. Negretti paints the outside corner with another slider, and he's made his way out of the inning. The Dirtbags and the Titans both with chances, runners at third with less than 2, but to this point, the teams are combined 0 for 3. We're going to the bottom of the third inning, still scoreless here on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the third inning about to get underway. We're still scoreless between the Titans and the Dirtbags. Take you through the rest of the Long Beach State defense behind their starter, Jake Fields. It's Connor Stewart in the squat to complete the battery. Corner infield at first base is Nathan Cadena. At third, Jake Evans. Middle infield at second is Easton Elliott. At shortstop is Trotter Enright. And then the outfield left to right, Matt Toomey, Alex Champagne, and Kyle Ashworth.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the build-up to this game. An all first-year infield for the Dirtbags today. Not something you see too often. A lot of shuffled pieces. So far, doing the job. Holding Fullerton scoreless through 2.
First pitch to Cam Burdick in there for a strike. The right-handed hitting center fielder going to the plate for the first time tonight. Both of these first 2 innings for the Titans, they've stranded a man at third base. Had him there with 1 out in both frames, but could not get him in. Next one popped up on the right side. That'll stay within the infield. Calling it off, Easton Elliott gets into the grass, but he's there to make the catch for the first out.
Yeah, and we won't have a repeat of the last 2 innings where we saw the first batter up to the plate knock a double and then advance to third. Dirtbags able to get an easy fly out within the infield. Good communication over there between the second first baseman and Kyle Ashworth.
The matrix is broken, JD. Top of the order coming up for the Titans.
we must live in a reality.
Carter Johnstone doubled his first time up. Right on left matchup is the first pitch from Fields. Comes home, it's fouled off. Checked his swing there as it lightly taps behind home plate.
Johnstone couldn't decide whether he wanted to swing at that pitch or not. Ended up catching the inside of the bat.
Titans with 2 hits so far off of Fields, both of them doubles. 0-1, a fastball that misses in. Count now even, 1-1.
Yeah, that pitch just grazes the toes of Johnstone as Fields wants to work him inside, back him off the plate a little bit.
One, slider roped foul down the right side. So it's now 1-2 count for Jake Fields. A lot of history between these two teams. Obviously, the 15-mile rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the Big West, if not peak of the mountain. Cal State Fullerton leads the all-time series 157 to 107. 1-2 fouled off down the left side this time.
And that one's going to bounce into the merch booth.
Better keep the heads on a swivel over there. But this Fullerton program with a lot of history, 4 national championships, their last one coming in 2004. One, two, slider popped out of the hand. Long Beach did sweep Fullerton last season. It was the first time that had happened since 2017, which is a year that the Titans made it to the College World Series.
Yeah, very impressive last season for Long Beach. Able to pull off 3 very impressive wins at home. Some late drama in those games as well.
2-2, line drive out into left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Cutting it off to me, fumbled it. Here goes Kurt Johnstone trying for second base, and he'll get in there. So that will likely be scored a single and then E7 as Johnstone moves up to second on the mistake from Toomey in left field. Titans now with a man at second and 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, Toomey let it drop and then just tried to scoop the ball up with his glove. Put a little too much oomph on the flick of the wrist. Had to scramble for it on the ground and an easy stand-up double.
That series between these two teams last year that Long Beach swept at Blair Field broke some attendance records. I can tell you tonight this game will not be doing that. 59-degree evening. First pitch on the inside corner. Nice slider there at 80 from Fields. Maddox Lotta, the batter. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to right his first time up. Man at second, 1 out. No score here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Inside move. Fields flips it to second. Johnstone was back way ahead of the throw. We've talked about it before, but oftentimes here at the NCAA level, you see those inside moves and an uncompetitive throw to second base. That's because the pitchers only have 1 disengagement without a throw per inning. So they make that throw in order for it to not count that one. 0-1, a slider that floated over the plate, but it's popped up into short right field. Elliott ranges over, calls it off, and he makes the catch again. He immediately threw into the infield, and Johnstone will stay put at second. Another pop out caught by Elliott makes it 2 outs. Still a runner at second for the Titans.
Yeah, Elliott's a busy man. Not only is he responsible for those inside moves from Fields covering second, but makes the long trek over towards the right foul line to make the catch and secure the second out for the Dirtbags as they look to strand a runner in scoring position for the 3rd straight inning.
It's a tough man in his way to accomplish that task. Andrew Kirshner steps in after a strikeout his first time up. The Big West's leading RBI getter. Looking for some redemption right here. Man at second, 2 outs, right on left matchup. First pitch from Fields, a slider that misses outside. Easy take there for Kirshner.
Yeah, one thing to note, once again, a man on second means Fields is checking behind his shoulder before every throw. Facing what is sure to be his toughest test this evening. We'll see how he handles it.
1-0. Swung on and missed. Nice slider at 79. Dove below the bat of Kirshner. So we've got a light flickering above us here.
Yeah, all the lights around this field warming up as night falls.
You could hear the buzz as the national anthem was going and the rest of the stadium was silent. Very awkward sound. Goodwin Field, certainly not as big a ballpark as Blair Field is. 1-1. Fastball yanked down and it gets past Stewart. So Johnstone will move up to third base. Count now 2-1 to Kirshner.
We've seen Fields place a couple pitches low. Stewart's been able to make stops so far, but that one just a little bit too inside, a little bit too in the dirt. A pass ball from Stewart and another runner on third to contend with.
Ball looked like it got there in the air, didn't bounce, so it'll be interesting to see whether that's scored as a wild pitch or a passed ball. Either way, 2-1 count. Pitch comes home and it's swung on and missed. Another one at 82 there from Fields, gets the whiff. He's now one strike away from stranding another Titan at third base.
And Kirshner is really hogging the plate. He's got his toes on the inside stripe of the batter's box, really making it as difficult as possible for Fields to strike him out here.
Backs off a tiny bit now. 2-2. Line drive into center field. Champagne ranges over to his right, but that's an atom ball. He's there to make the catch. The Titans have stranded a man at third for the third consecutive inning. Jake Fields working well for the Dirtbags under pressure. We're going to the fourth, still scoreless here on 22 West Radio. Top of the fourth inning about to get started here. We're still scoreless between Long Beach State and Cal State Fullerton. The Titans have had a runner at third in each of these first three innings, but Jake Fields has been able to strand him there all three times. So still no score. Dirtbags with only one hit off of Micaiah Negretti so far. Looking to get the offense started with 3, 4, and 5 in the order due up.
Yeah, that single hit came from Connor Stewart in the last frame. Nathan Ganina is going to be the first man up here to start the fourth. Looking to continue the Dirtbags' solid series of contact.
Negretti misses outside with the first pitch. As we've said, not a lot of foul territory here at Goodwin Field. The warning track runs all the way down, almost meeting the foul line down the corners. Next one popped up straight back just over our heads back here. So it's out of play for strike one. The bullpen's located for Long Beach down the right field line on the warning track. Fullerton has their bullpen off the field of play. One. Slider in there for a strike.
You mentioned the lack of foul territory, the lack of netting as well. Means that foul balls, wherever they land, are going to need to be a very contentious part of this game.
1-2 now from Negretti. Slider tapped in front of home plate. Ranging out in front, Ortega makes the play and throws in time. So that's the first out of the inning. Nobody on for the Dirtbags. Connor Sharpio comes up now. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Continues to rock the no batting gloves look. Not something that he did coming into the season, but he's had to try and shake things up where he can through a tough spring so far. Sharpio, the senior, led the Dirtbags in batting average last season at .314. So he takes ball one just outside on a fastball. This year, after starting this game 0 for 1, he's down to just .211.
Yeah, really rough for Connor Sharpio. Needs a hit. It would be great if he can get it done in this game and use this series as a jumping off point to close the season.
1-0, fouled back, and he had the bat spray right out of his hands. Lands on top of the Fullerton dugout. So a helicopter there. Maybe needs the batting gloves after all, as he couldn't hold on to that one. Stick gets tossed back to him.
I haven't seen that all season, as Sharpio puts his hands in the dirt behind home plate to increase the grip.
Get that man some tough skin spray.
Just let go of the bat too early there. A hesitant swing and a dangerous one at that. Again, the bat landing right on the roof of the Fullerton dugout.
Thankfully, everybody's good. There's a slight bit of netting back there that protected some fans. Slider in there for a strike, counting on 1 and 2. The full netting stops at the start of the dugouts, but up above the dugouts, there's about a half set of netting that stopped that bat as it was careening over there. 1 out, nobody on, still scoreless in the top of the 4th inning. 1-2 pitch comes home, a slider down in the dirt, taken by Sharpio. Count even at 2s.
Yeah, Sharpio rocking a little bit of tape as well on his right thumb.
He's a guy that entered the transfer portal with the coaching change for Long Beach, but didn't find any opportunities that were better than staying home. So he made his way back to Long Beach in the end. 2-2, slider, just misses outside. Max Ortega was standing up out of the squat, ready to throw down. But home plate umpire Andrew Burke says stay right here. Count now full. It's Andrew Burke behind the plate, Isaiah Barba at first, and Dax Upton at third base. Payoff pitch comes home. It's chopped right side, but foul. Sharpio stays alive as he went out of the zone there to chop an 88-mile-an-hour fastball down the first base side.
Yeah, Sharpio's going to take a lap behind the home plate umpire and around the circle of dirt that surrounds home plate. Looking to reset, facing full count, trying to get on base and break what has been a long, dry spell over these last few games.
Trotter Enright on deck, hoping he can hit with a man on. Another full count pitch to Sharpio. Line drive into center field. Ranging back, and there to make the catch is the center fielder Burdick. So it's a line out. Good contact there for Sharpio, but nothing to show for it. 2 outs, nobody on now for the Dirtbags.
Yeah, Sharpio heads down to first, takes off his helmet, and takes a short jog into the dugout. Dirtbags have been able to make contact all night long on Negretti, but only as far as the outfield. Very few playable pitches, as once again the Dirtbags find themselves in a 2-out hole.
Third base pulled in front of the bag. First pitch taken outside on an 81-mile-an-hour slider for ball 1. Trotter Enright 0 for 1, struck out his first time. Micaiah Negretti at 54 pitches. This is the 55th. 1-0, misses down and away for ball 2.
In what has to be a direct reverse of Connor Sharpio's no gloves tonight, Trotter Enright rocking some very bright yellow gloves.
It's not quite the Long Beach gold. It's a bright yellow. 2-0, ground ball over to second base, fielding cleanly. Lopez throws over to first in plenty of time, and that retires the side. Dirtbags go down in order, going to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless here on 22 West Radio. Still no score as neither offense has been able to break through. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning as Fullerton comes back up to bat. The throw from Connor Stewart to end the frame gets into center field, so Dirtbags will have a momentary pause before this inning can get underway. For Fullerton, it's 4, 5, and 6 due up, starting with Matthew Bardewell. Jake Fields back out on the mound for the Dirtbags. Going in was expected to be a bullpen game, but Fields has rolled so far. 50 pitches through 3 scoreless innings.
Fields has done well. Going to have to work against Bardewell now. Started the season hitless, Bardewell did in his first 4 games. Has since come alive.
0 for 1 with a strikeout as he lifts one fouling out of play.
It was really the series against Fresno State early on in the season that Bardewell had his breakout. Went 5 for 9 over 3 games, hitting .556. Since then, he's caught his stride. Now bats .354 on the season.
0-1 is a fastball in there on the outside corner. So the count now 0-2 to Matthew Bardewell. He struck out his first time up. That was to end the bottom of the 1st inning and leave a man stranded. 0-2, fastball rides up and in. Just about got him, but missed. So it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, a few inches higher on that pitch would have caught Bardewell right in the elbow.
He's got that elbow guard that extends past the tip of his elbow. The yellow bat for Bardewell. Right on right matchup. 1-2 pitch comes home. A slider that misses down and away. Good chase pitch there for Fields, but Bardewell lays off.
And behind the dish, Connor Stewart is lining up more towards the outside edge of the strike zone. As we've seen so far tonight, Fields pitch inside to left-handed hitters and outside during right-on-right matchups.
2-2, down in the dirt. Count now full. Nobody on, nobody out for the Titans. We haven't had any sunlight today, but whatever bit of pressing light behind the clouds is starting to go. Payoff pitch, misses outside. So nice at-bat there for Bardewell. First free pass issued by Jake Fields. Fullerton has a leadoff man on first base.
Now Bardewell, a dangerous runner as well. 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts this season. We'll see if he gets the sign, as Fullerton hasn't been aggressive on the base paths in this one.
Man on first, nobody out as Max Ortega steps back into the right-handed box. First pitch, a fastball that's yanked outside. Nice job by Stewart to stab it. Keeps Bardewell at first base, but the count now 1-0. And Rolando Garza, the Dirtbags pitching coach, is going to call timeout, give a walk out to the mound. We see some action starting to go in the Dirtbags bullpen.
It looks like it's Tyler Gebb warming up down there on the right field line. The Dirtbags bullpen essentially in foul territory today.
So Garza out on the mound, given a talk. The full infield converged after the leadoff walk. It was a bad miss for Fields to start the at-bat to Ortega in a game that was supposed to be a bullpen game. Garza, you would imagine, wants to be ready as soon as this inning potentially could get away from the redshirt freshman on the bump.
Looks like it'll just be a pep talk from Garza, though. Field stays on the mound for now.
Man on first, nobody out. 1-0 count to Max Ortega. Pickoff attempt. It's just a barely lobbed over there. It was high, and Cadena had to jump to get it. But as the ball released from Fields' hands, he looked down at his fingertips as if that ball slipped out. Lucky it didn't get away. Ortega doubled off the right center field wall his first time up. Runner started to go, then stops as that one misses down. Now he goes, throw down, not in time as it bounces away from Elliott. It was offline as well. So a chaotic trip to second base there for Matthew Bardewell. He started to steal, then threw on the brakes, and as the pitch missed in the dirt, he went moves up on what will be scored a wild pitch. Count now 2-0. Fullerton is a man on second. Nobody out in the inning.
Yeah, we've seen Stewart struggle a little bit with his control. Working with Fields, unable to get the throw down in time. Definitely had the jump on him.
Corner infield in as this one misses down in the dirt again. It's blocked by Stewart. Barterwell stays put at second, but the count now 3-0 to Ortega.
And a few heckles from the Fullerton crowd. They can smell a bit of blood in the water.
Ortega batting in the 6th spot. He's way ahead of Fields. 3-0. Catches the outside corner on an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Count now 3-1.
And Jake Fields, as we've continued to see him throughout this game, goes down to the pitcher's mound, grabs a fistful of dirt, looking for some more grip on the ball.
3-1. Fastball yanked outside. Easy take there for Ortega. And it's 2 walks to start the frame for Jake Fields. Couple runners on now, both by way of the free pass.
Yeah, first time tonight, Fullerton has had 2 runners on base at the same time as they continue to work through the heart of their order, as it's Eli Lopez making his way to the plate.
Connor Stewart stepped out in front of home plate, was looking at the dugout, trying to get some signs for a bunt defense. And now Garza's coming back out of the Dirtbag dugout. They're going to make a pitching change. It's not Gebb coming in as he sat down, but we'll introduce you to the new Dirtbags arm coming on next here on 22 West Radio. Alex Ramos, the reliever, coming on for Long Beach State. He pitched on Sunday against Cal State Bakersfield. Did a decent job, allowed 1 unearned run across 2 1/3 innings of work. But he comes into a jam here. Eli Lopez, the batter, runners on first and second. Lopez squares around, pulls it back, and the fastball just misses. Dirtbags running the wheel play here. Both the corner infielders crashing despite runners on first and second. The shortstop Enright was on a dead sprint to get to third base.
Haven't seen that much from the Dirtbags this season.
Eli Lopez shows bunt early here now. 1-0 comes home. He bunts it straight back up in the air and off the netting. Lopez looked like he tried to bail at the last second there, but the bunt caught a piece of the bat more than he caught a piece of the ball. So they count now 1-1.
Yeah, that bunt popped up so high. Almost landed above the netting, back into the crowd behind home plate. As Lopez now faces a 1-1 count.
Shows bunt again. This one popped straight up in the air, caught by Cadena, the first baseman. So Lopez cannot get the bunt down. Nice job by Ramos to force a pop-up. Runners stay put at first and second, 1 out now in the inning.
Yeah, really poor job trying to lay down the bunt from Lopez, and Cadena on a dead sprint from first. Steps right in front of Ramos to make the catch.
Alex Ramos enters this game with a .528 ERA in 12 appearances this season. Now Paul Contreras, the right-handed batter in the box. Right on right matchup. Ramos comes downhill with a slider. It's lifted out into right field. Ashworth ranges back just shy of the track. He makes the catch. The runner from second base, Bardwell, will move up to third. Ortega stays put at first. So long out number 2. Runners now at the corners for the Titans.
Another dangerous position here for the Titans. Another runner on first. They haven't been able to plate one so far tonight. This game's still tied at 0-0. But Ramos looking to keep the Titans scoreless and get out of another jam here.
Can the Dirtbags make it 4 consecutive innings for the Titans to strand one at third base?
That would have to be some kind of record for this season. We haven't seen the Dirtbags be able to successfully navigate jams like this with a dangerous runner on third too often. It'd be incredible if they could do it for their 4th straight inning tonight.
Marcos Rosales in the box, right on right matchup. A slider misses inside. Ramos gives a head tilt there as that one couldn't find the front door at 78. Rosales 0 for 1 today, batting in the 8th spot in the order. 1-0. Slider chased down in the dirt. Nice block by Stewart. Count now 1-1.
Connor Stewart has been busy so far tonight, making another block as that pitch ends up in the dirt, but still gets Rosales swinging.
Max Ortega, the runner at first. Matthew Bardwell at third. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses down and in.
A little head tilt and shake of the arm from Ramos on the mound. Still looking to find his spots.
Can feel some tension here as this feels like a big spot in the game. Titans finally trying to break through with runners at the corners. 2-1. Slider misses down and away. Count now 3-1.
Oh, that was a close call. Ramos getting closer. Throwing with velocity, but unable to find accuracy so far. A true hitter's count to Rosales now.
Runners still at the corners. 2 outs in the inning. 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside. Easy take there for Rosales. He'll head down to first as the walk has loaded the bases.
Yeah, an even tougher spot now for Ramos to pitch out of. Bases loaded for the first time tonight for the Titans.
That's Ramos's 6th walk of the season in 16 full innings now. Now the number 9 spot comes up. Cam Burdick steps in, right on right matchup. A slider goes right down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, Burdick batting at the bottom of the order tonight. The lowest batting average coming in of anybody in the Fullerton starting lineup, batting just .217 through 29 appearances.
0-1, a fastball misses inside. Ramos has leaned on that slider so far in this outing. We'll see if he goes back to it with a 1-1 count. Bases loaded with 2 out. Slider swung on and missed. Nicely located one there, down and away. So with the bases loaded, the count is now 1-2. Dirtbags trying to pitch out of another jam yet again.
And Cam Burdick is not the smallest hitter. The righty stands 6'3", 185.
1-2 pitch from Ramos. Fastball yanked over a jumping shortstop Enright. That's into left field. They'll go station to station, but Fullerton has finally broken through with an RBI base hit from Cam Burdick. Their number 9 hitter comes through. Everybody goes 90 feet. It's now 1-0 Titans.
And Trotter Enright almost got some leather on that one. An absolute rope from Burdick. Just goes over his head, jumping at full stretch, and the Titans finally have one on the board. It's not going to get any easier for Alex Ramos as the bases remain loaded.
Great effort from Enright, but just couldn't get up to it. First pitch now to the leadoff man, a slider that misses inside. Carter Johnstone has reached both times tonight with a couple of hits.
Now this is not the part of the order you want with the bases loaded coming up if you're Long Beach.
Dangerous spot for the Dirtbags. 1-0 pitch, fastball on the outside corner. Great location there from Ramos, makes the count 1-1.
Carter Johnstone, he's got power, likes to swing for the fences.
1-0 Titans, bases still loaded. 1-1 pitch, a slider that misses way outside. So a big pitch coming up. Ramos does not want to fall behind 3-1 with nowhere to put Johnstone. 2-1 pitch, slider, misses up. Count now 3-1 as Ramos will need to find the zone.
Ramos just trying to get that backdoor slider to find the zone. Hasn't been able to keep it down. This Titans crowd is starting to bubble with some intensity.
3-1 pitch, a fastball, misses outside. So Carter Johnstone draws a bases loaded walk. That'll force home another run for the Titans. Now 2-0 Cal State Fullerton.
We just said it, Bruce. This is not the part of the order you want with the bases loaded coming up. As Maddox Lotta so far leading this Titans team in batting average with a .362, gets on base with a lot of efficiency. Ramos is going to need to pitch to him.
Action going again in the Long Beach bullpen. I want to say that's Van Larson down there throwing.
Double arm sleeve, not too hard to spot.
Alex Ramos had 18 pitches since entering in relief. First one misses outside on a slider. Maddox Lotta moves ahead 1-0. Big spot here for the Titans to all of a sudden try and break this game open. 1-0 pitch, fastball fouled back. Lotta is 0 for 2 tonight. With Johnstone having hits in his first 2 at-bats, he's actually overtaken Lotta for the batting average lead in the lineup.
Lotta's going to want that back right now.
At 3:56 after his first 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 slider, misses just outside. Lotta with a very good eye, has drawn 22 walks this season.
Leads the team in walks.
Ramos sets at the belt. 2-1 pitch, fastball, misses high and away. Count is 3-1 again.
Yeah, Ramos adjusts the jersey a little bit, at risk of walking another run in.
He walked the last batter, trying not to do it again. 3-1 pitch, fastball in there on the outside corner. Lotta was ready to walk down to first base, but Andrew Burke, the home plate umpire, keeps him in the box. So the runners will be on the move now. Bases loaded, full count, 2 outs. Already 2-0 Titans. Big pitch coming up. Payoff offering, lifted out into center field and playable. Alex Champagne camped right there, and he makes the catch to finish the inning. So the Titans finally get a couple across, but still strand the bases loaded. Could have been worse for the Dirtbags as we're going to the 5th inning. 2-0 Titans here on 22 West Radio. Top of the 5th inning as the Dirtbags will look to respond. Fullerton finally breaks through on the offensive end, puts up a 2 spot in the bottom half of the 4th. So Long Beach comes back up, trailing by a pair. It's the 6, 7, and 8 spots due up in the order, starting with the freshman third baseman, Jake Evans.
Yeah, we said it could have been worse with the bases loaded and really the biggest bats of the Fullerton lineup up to the plate. It'll now be up to Long Beach to respond, only trailing by 2 runs.
First pitch in there for a strike. The starter for Fullerton still out there, Micaiah Negretti, through 4 scoreless innings. Only 57 pitches for the southpaw. Left on right matchup with the true freshman Jake Evans. Swung on and missed. Fastball at 86, and the count is now 0-2.
Yeah, no surprise Negretti is still out here to start the 5th. In all of his appearances so far this season, he's gone at least 5.
(0-2). Fouled off down the right side. That'll get out of play. So the count stays 0-2. Dirtbags still with action going down in their bullpen. Another 0-2 pitch. Slider that hung but is fouled straight back. Evans will want that one back.
Very hittable pitch. Hung right over the plate for him. Unable to put barrel to ball.
Van Larson sat down in the Long Beach bullpen. It's now the freshman Kaimi Kahalekai throwing. Couple foul balls from Evans to extend the at-bat. Here's another 0-2. Slider down on the dirt. Evans lays off. Jake Evans walked his first time up. Worked a nice at-bat. He's hitting just 152 so far in his freshman season. Foul ball again. Count stays 1-2.
The young fans in attendance tonight being kept busy with all these foul balls, running around the concourse and beyond the fence even to track down a foul ball.
There's a constant aroma of food in this ballpark. The 1-2 is fouled straight over the head of the on-deck batter, Easton Elliott. Not a lot of reaction time with limited foul territory here. But there's been different smells throughout the night. Right now it's back to the kettle corn smell.
It's been an aromatic symphony tonight, to say the least.
Ooh.
I know.
It's good vocab right there.
I appreciate it.
Write that one down, audience. 1-2. Misses inside. Fastball at 85. So the count is even at 2s. First game of a 3-game set between these two rivalry schools. The 15-mile rivalry taking place at Goodwin Field this year after it was at Blair Field a season ago. 2-2. Slider checked his swing and went around. So Evans finally set down on a punch out for Micaiah Negretti, his 4th. 1 out, nobody on for the Dirtbags.
Yeah, Evans didn't want to go around, but couldn't help himself. And that kettle corn is smelling better by the minute.
It was a good slider there from Negretti, breaking towards the back foot. Now it's the left-handed hitting second baseman, Easton Elliott, stepping up for Long Beach State. As we said, an interesting lineup construction today for head coach TJ Bruce. 5 lefties in the order. Here's a rope out into right field, ranging back to the track, looking up and there to make the catch. A tough one there for Paul Contreras as he hit the fence. So Easton Elliott gave that one a decent ride, but just can't get it out. It's a long out number 2.
Yeah, Elliott gives the ball quite the ride, but Contreras able to range back, make the catch, bounce off the wall, and deliver it back to the infield just like that. It's 2 down for the Dirtbags.
Connor Stewart gives a slow walk up to the plate now. It was a good swing there on the first pitch from Easton Elliott, but just missed a home run. 2 outs, nobody on as Fullerton is ahead 2-0 here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Connor Stewart, breaking ball that falls in for strike 1.
Now Connor Stewart's had a decent night to this point. Already tallied a hit, the only hit of the night so far for the Dirtbags.
0-1. Fastball misses low. Negretti has been able to rely on that mix of his. He commands the ball well, especially with the breaking ball, the way he's thrown that slider for a strike tonight. Slider and a sinker are the 2 main pitches for Negretti. 1-1, there's the slider, and it's in for strike 2.
Man, Negretti's flexed the command, able to go front and backdoor with that slider. That time pitching away from Stewart and still able to catch the outside of the strike zone.
1 strike away from 5 scoreless for Negretti. Here he goes out of the windup. 1-2 pitch, chopped over to third base. Nice play as he goes down. Rosales stands up, throws across, and has an absolute web gem. Marcos Rosales with a heck of a play at third base. Stabbed it on the forehand as he went to the ground, gave a spin, got up and threw out Connor Stewart by a couple of steps. What a play at third base from Rosales to end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0 Titans here on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the 5th inning, Titans carrying a 2-0 lead, looking to add to it as Long Beach is going to the bullpen. It's the freshman Kaimi Kahalekai coming on to the mound now. The 6'8" right-hander out of Hawaii. He's had a decent stretch, had a couple of saves when he went back to Hawaii a couple weeks back for Long Beach State. The Dirtbags took 2 of 3 there against the Warriors. First pitch from Kahalekai, roped into right field. Ashworth ranges over, but it gets down right in front of him. Top spin on that ball, and it's a base hit to start the frame. Andrew Kirshner didn't look like himself, particularly his first 2 at-bats of the night, but steps up and ropes the first pitch he sees from Kahalekai for a leadoff single.
Yeah, at the minimum, Kahalekai is going to need to face Kirshner, Bardowell, and Ortega in this frame. Not an easy 3 outs at all. They're going to want to get after the freshman early and often. Unafraid to take swings. Kahaleka at times this season has struggled with his control.
Barterwell squared around but pulled it back as that one missed outside. Kirshner, the runner at first base. Matthew Barterwell 0 for 1 tonight. He walked his last time up. 1-0, grounded hard, foul down the third base side.
Kahalekai comes into this Long Beach team as one of the top-rated freshmen coming out of Hawaii. The number 2 pitching prospect in the state. Highly touted, not only because of his height, but his power and velocity on the mound.
1-1, a fastball that misses low. Runner at first with nobody out for the Titans. Already a 2-0 lead as we're in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 comes home and misses inside. Barterwell now ahead 3-1. There's so much history between these two teams, but neither of these squads has been quite what they used to be over the last couple of decades. 3-1, roped down and away. So it's a walk for Barterwell. Runners now at first and second with nobody out. Back-to-back reach to start the outing for Kahalekai.
Yeah, Bruce, you mentioned the history between these two programs. Obviously, we got the 15-mile rivalry, but in Fullerton, we're talking about 4-time national champions. I mean, you look around this place, Goodwin Field, and you see all the accolades. You see the big leaguers that have come through this program, and the same goes for Blair Field. You know, some success in those glory years, making it to the College World Series semifinals and plenty of super regional appearances as well. Two of the most storied programs in the Big West. Always a privilege to see these games play out under the lights.
When you talk about mid-major D1 baseball, these are two of the programs that come to mind first, even without quite as much high-level success over the last couple decades. First pitch comes in here, is bunted foul as Ortega went to the ground. But just a lot of history and a lot of success in the past for these two programs, both trying to climb back to the top of that mountaintop to where they used to be. Neither team currently at the top of the Big West. It's been Cal Poly who's been incredible this season, pacing the conference.
Led by a former Dirtbag.
0-1 as he squared around to bunts again, and it misses behind him. Looked like it hit him. Very awkward one there as Ortega was squared around to bunt, and a fastball went behind him. Now he's trotting back towards home plate.
What are they going to call that?
They might be calling the runners back and saying that Ortega bunted at the pitch, even though it missed behind him. He didn't really give a full pull back.
That pitch either hit Ortega or it hit the end of his bat as he brought his hands up to his face to protect himself.
Jason Dietrich, the Cal State Fullerton head coach, is out to talk about it. Now the umpires will come together for a conference. As soon as the ball got by, Ortega dropped his bat and trotted down to first. And that was when the first base umpire, Isaias Barba, told him to turn around and head back. So the umpire's discussing now. Andrew Burke, the home plate umpire, Isaias Barba at first, and Dax Upton, the third base umpire, talking right in front of the mound. Now their conference breaks. Still haven't had an indication given, but Ortega still standing at home plate with his bat. Jason Dietrich still discussing now with Andrew Burke just outside the home plate circle.
Yeah, Jason Dietrich, the Fullerton head coach in his 4th season, an alumni of Cal State Fullerton.
Dietrich looks frustrated as he pinwheels around back towards the dugout, but looks like the situation will stay put here. So Ortega back in the box, squares around, pulls it back, but then takes down and away. Was ready to slash that time. Scoreboard showing a 1-2 count. It doesn't make sense. I believe the count is 2-2. Squares around, pulls it back, and takes just outside. Stewart stuck that one, but just misses apparently.
Yeah, to the dismay of the traveling Long Beach contingent, a few moans and groans behind the Dirtbags dugout. A few fans who wanted that call.
Scoreboard now shows 2-2. Pitch comes home, misses in the dirt. Nice block by Stewart. Now Ortega is fiddling with his leg guard, but keeping it on. So the count is now full. The count moved to 2 strikes after the pitch went behind him. Still didn't get the official ruling. My guess is that as the pitch hit him, the ruling was that he didn't pull the bunt back. So the count is now full. Pitch from Kahalekai as the runners go. Chopper up the middle. Enright can't scoop it on the forehand. Ball bounces in front of him, and there will be no play. The runners all move up 90 feet, and the bases will now be loaded for Fullerton with nobody out.
Yeah, real double play potential there. A chopper right to Trotter Enright. Doesn't field the ball cleanly before he makes his way to second. And in the end, it's bases loaded, nobody out for the Titans.
Tough break there for the Dirtbags. Kahalekai got a chopper up the middle. A good result there for the man on the mound, but Enright cannot make the play at shortstop. It's ruled an error on Enright. So now the bases are loaded with nobody out. Fullerton with a chance to break this game wide open. Eli Lopez in the box. First pitch misses in the dirt, blocked by Stewart, so the runners stay put, with the count now 1-0 to Lopez.
Yeah, back-to-back innings now where Fullerton has had the bases loaded. In the bottom of the 4th, they were able to plate 2 after Alex Ramos walked in a pair.
Lopez 0 for 2 tonight. 1-0 pitch, a fastball popped up and out of play. Count evens 1-1.
Yeah, we see more action as well in the Dirtbags bullpen as Kahalekai has struggled so far with walks and desperately needs an out.
Lopez has had his average go down below 300, came in at 302, now at 298. 1-1 pitch, grounded over on the left side. It gets through into left field. 1 run is in, and they'll go station to station. It's an RBI single for Eli Lopez. Bases remain juiced with nobody out. Fullerton threatening to break this game open.
Yeah, base hit goes right between the gap of third and short. It's Jake Evans who makes the first dive, and behind him Trotter Enright dives. Neither one of them can get leather on it. Goes all the way into left. And the Titans go station to station. Could have scored 2, but conservative base running. Base is still loaded with nobody out.
It was not a hard hit ball there, but Evans, the third baseman, was pulled in even with the bag. First pitch now misses high to Paul Contreras. Just due to positioning, Evans was not able to get to that one. Off the bat, that's a ball you'd normally expect to be a ground ball fielded by the third baseman. That got by him on a dive. 1-0. Misses just outside. Count now 2-0.
And with the bases loaded, nobody out. All 3 base runners are taking 2-hop leads off the bag as Kahalekai needs to throw strikes.
Contreras 0 for 2 tonight. 2-0, misses down and in. So Kahalekai behind 3-0, in danger of walking in a run. Fullerton has already scored 1 of their runs out of the 3 via a bases loaded walk. 3-0, fouled straight back, had the green light, was right on it, but could not get it fair. It's an aggressive green light there for Fullerton, but the count now 3-1.
Yeah, with that low net, that ball looked like it was coming right towards us in the broadcast booth.
3-1 pitch, fastball, fouled off and out of play. So Kahalekai has worked back to a full count.
And Kahalekai has battled his way back against Contreras. A strikeout would boost his confidence, get the Dirtbags their first out of the inning.
Big pitch here. 3-2, popped up within the infield. That'll be playable. First baseman Kadena camped underneath it, and he makes the catch. Runners will have to stay put. Big pop out there for Kahalekai. 1 out now in the inning.
Huge pop out. Kadena able to range over, communicate well with Easton Elliott over there at second. Say, that's my ball. Dirtbags have 1 down. Bases still loaded, but only 2 outs to go to get out of this jam.
Dirtbags with a chance to try and escape this jam before the top of the lineup comes back up. This is the 8th spot in the order for Marcos Rosales. First pitch, ground ball over to second base. Elliott fields cleanly, tosses to the second base back. Enright's throw to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play, and the Dirtbags are out of the inning. What a turn and what a throw from the shortstop, Trotter Enright. An absolute cannon on the true freshman. Gets it to first base just in time to beat Rosales. A huge double play. The bases were loaded, but the Dirtbags get out of it with only 1 run of damage. We're going to the 6th inning, 3-0 Titans, but the damage could have been much worse. Huge double play for the Dirtbags to finish the frame.
What a play. We talked about how important fielding was going to be in this game. The Dirtbags looked like they were on their last legs after giving up a pair of base hits and having the bases loaded. A huge double play gets them out of the inning and keeps this game close.
Momentum boost as the Dirtbags go back into the dugout. They're going to need to try and find some offense now. Going to the 6th inning, 3-0 Titans here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags turn the double play of the year to keep the score where it's at. We're 3-0 as we head to the 6th inning, but Fullerton had the bases loaded. Could have been much worse here for Long Beach State as they're still within striking distance. Only 1 hit through 5 innings so far, though, against Micaiah Negretti. Negretti back out there as he'll face 9-1-2 in the Dirtbag order to start the 6th.
Yeah, Dirtbags come in here to the top of the 6th with a new hope. Hopefully, trailing by 3, they can get this offense going. They need a spark. They need to strike back.
First pitch to Toomey, misses high. I see what you did there. A new hope to Dirtbags trying to strike back.
We were played off with a bit of the Star Wars theme by the brilliant John Williams.
Where's the return of the bags? Next one misses down. Count now 2-0 to Matt Toomey. Toomey laid down a sacrifice bunt, his first time up. Only his second time to the plate here in the 6th. 2-0 pitch, misses outside. So Negretti is behind 3-0 to the number 9 hitter in the Dirtbag order.
Not something we've seen too often from Negretti tonight.
Only 1 walk in the game for Negretti. 1 walk and 1 hit are the only 2 runners to reach. 3-0, taken for a strike. Toomey was turning around, ready to toss the bat, but that one found the down and away quadrant. Kyle Ashworth waiting on deck, representing the top of the order. 3-1, slider cut on and missed. So the count is now full to Matt Toomey. Left on left matchup and a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Slider just tapped foul. Toomey stuck the bat out there and sent it straight back into the netting.
Negretti's done a great job all night long of just staying calm on the mound, working really efficiently.
Toomey trying to work a big leadoff base runner for the Dirtbags. Another full count pitch. Chopped foul down the right side this time, so the count stays full. Good battle here to start this 6th inning. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Negretti out of the windup. Here it is. Slider lifted out into center field. Ranging back, but shy of the track, able to make the catch is Cam Burdick. So good at bat there from Toomey, but nothing to show for it. 1 out, nobody on for the top of the Dirtbag order.
Now that's how Matt Toomey goes down with some thunderous applause from this Titans crowd. Appreciating their center fielder doing the work out there. Cam Burdick had to range a long way over, able to make the catch before the track, and it's another hit for the Dirtbags that just doesn't get down, doesn't get over the wall. That's a long 385 feet out to center.
Kyle Ashworth comes up now, 0 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch, a sinker roped into center field. It's a first pitch base hit for Kyle Ashworth. Not often do you see Kyle Ashworth go after the first pitch, but he got one he liked right there and took advantage. Man on first now with 1 out in the inning for the Dirtbags.
Yeah, Kyle Ashworth never swings at the first pitch unless it's one he really likes. Negretti hangs that one dead center, and Ashworth able to rope it back over his head into center. Dirtbags tally just their second hit of the contest.
Alex Champagne comes in now. First pitch, a slider that misses inside. Ashworth down at first, 4 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year. Man on first with 1 out, no 1-0 count to Alex Champagne. Gives a look at first, now comes home. Slider that's hit high into right field, ranging back and unable to get it. That's going to bounce against the wall. Contreras couldn't run it down. Ashworth gets to the stop sign at third base, but it's a 1-out double for Alex Champagne. Runners now at second and third for the Dirtbags as they're rallying here in the top of the 6th.
Big hit from Alex Champagne. Brings the tying run to the plate. Gets low in his stance and puts a lot of power behind it. Excellent work in the batter's box, and now Dirtbags have just a little bit of life.
Back-to-back left-on-left matchups turn into hits for the Dirtbags. Alex Champagne with just his 4th double of the year. And now Nathan Cadena comes up, the right-handed hitting first baseman for the Dirtbags in a big spot. Corners in the infield pulled in for Fullerton. Kirshner over at first, way in on the grass. First pitch to Cadena, roped into left field. It's a base hit. 1 run is in, and Champagne gets the stop sign. An RBI single for Nathan Cadena. The Dirtbags have 3 straight hits, and they're on the board. It's now 3-1 Titans.
That's how you rally Nathan Cadena. Runners at the corners, able to score 1. A scorcher past third base. And the Dirtbags are feeling it now, putting together a bit of a rally and their first run so far tonight.
Marcos Rosales dove to his left, the third baseman for Fullerton, but couldn't get leather on it. An absolute seed off the bat of Cadena. And now it's runners at the corners with 1 out for Connor Sharpio. Cadena, the tying run over at first base.
And a set of signs being delivered from Max Ortega, the catcher, to the infield, as the Titans don't want to give up this 3-run lead.
Cadena 4 for 8 on steal attempts this year. Connor Sharpio in the box. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 3 straight hits for the Dirtbags off of Micaiah Negretti. Long Beach only had 1 hit as a team coming into this inning. 0-1 pitch. Lifted out into center field, playable, but that should be deep enough for Champagne to score. Underneath it, Burdick makes the catch. Champagne will trot his way home. It's a sacrifice fly for Sharpio. Now just a 1-run lead for the Titans. Score is 3-2. Cadena stays put at first base.
Yeah, that's big for Alex Champagne. Tallies his first hit since the Santa Barbara series. And now comes around to score the Dirtbag second. It's 2-3. We've got a ball game.
Cadena at first with 2 outs now. Trotter Enright comes up. It was Enright's throw that got to first base in a hurry and was able to turn the double play to end the bottom half of the 5th. And now it's going to be a slow trot out to the mound for Jason Dietrich. Haven't seen the signal given yet. So Dietrich just walking out. Looks like at least for now it's just a conference.
Dietrich has pined his trade in college baseball as a pitching coach. was the National Pitching Coach of the Year in 2016.
And now they are going to make the move. So that'll be it for Micaiah Negretti. Even with the lefty coming up, Fullerton going to the bullpen. Negretti unable to get through the 6th inning after he was rolling coming in. Had only allowed 1 hit and 2 total base runners to the Dirtbags through 5. But Long Beach pounces on him here. 3 straight hits from the top 3 hitters in the order. It's now 3-2, and Negretti exits with the man on first being his responsibility.
Yeah, we'll see how the Dirtbags adjust to a new arm, having already tallied 3 hits in the frame and still with a runner on first.
Pitching change here for Cal State Fullerton. 2 outs and a man on first for the Dirtbags. We'll introduce you to the new Titans arm coming up next here on 22 West Radio. Jason Blood, the 3rd-year Titan and multi-inning reliever, is the man out of the bullpen for the Titans. Right-handed arm comes in here to face Trotter Enright. Dirtbags have a man on first with 2 outs in the inning. They've plated their first 2 runs of the game off the heroics from the top of the order. 3 straight hits from Kyle Ashworth, Alex Champagne, and Nathan Cadena got these first 2 runs at least into position. A sacrifice fly from Connor Sharpio brought in that 2nd run. But now runner at first with 2 outs. Jason Blood comes into the game looking to end the frame where it's at.
Yeah, Jason Blood started this season as the Friday starter for the Titans, moved into the bullpen to start the month of March. Since then, really found his stride, limiting opponents to a batting average of just 190. Looking to pitch the Titans out of this inning, just needs 1 more out to do it.
Blood, appearing in his 16th game of the year, has made 2 starts, as you said, JD. He's got an even 4.5 ERA. Trotter Enright steps in here for the Dirtbags. Right on left matchup as the first pitch from Blood is cut on and missed. 77-mile-an-hour changeup there. Enright swung right over the top of it.
Yeah, Enright took a big cut but couldn't make contact. Steps out of the batter's box to adjust the helmet before stepping back in.
Enright 0 for 2 tonight. Looking to turn his big defensive play into some offense right here. Pickoff attempt, but Cadena dives back safely.
Blood just trying to keep Cadena honest over there. Cadena on the season, 4 for 8 on stolen base attempts.
Not great efficiency, but he's shown the ability to run. Good lead over there. Blood comes home. Another changeup. Just misses low at 77. It's a lot of movement on that changeup. Arm side run as well as some depth as it sinks down. That's what he's thrown both of these first 2 pitches. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses outside at 87 with some 2-seam action to it. Count now 2-1 to Enright.
Yeah, in between every pitch, a lot of communication between Jason Blood and the catcher Max Ortega. Head shakes, head nods, looking to find the right spot.
2-1 pitch. Lifted left side out of play. Haven't seen Kadena run from first base yet in the plate appearance, as it's now 2-2 to Enright.
Yeah, Kadena playing it safe. 2 outs working against him. We'll see if he goes on this pitch.
Pickoff attempt. Kadena dives in. Ball had to be picked out of the dirt by Kirshner over there. Nobody thrown in the Long Beach bullpen. It appears Kahaleka will be going back out for the bottom half. Long pause, another pickoff from Blood, but Kadena dives back ahead of the throw.
Yeah, Blood taking absolutely no chances with Kadena, who now calls time and needs to adjust the belt after a hard slide back into first.
He's shaking out the dirt. Enright back in. Right on left matchup. We'll see if Blood goes back to the changeup. Runner goes. It floats outside. Throw down. Not
Well,
in time. Wow, delayed call there. Thought he beat it, but had to make sure. It's a stolen base for Nathan Kadena, his 5th of the year as he gets in. The count now full to Trotter Enright as Kadena moves himself into scoring position.
we've seen it a few times tonight. This officiating crew loves to take their sweet time making calls.
Theatrical.
A flair for the dramatic.
Full count to Trotter Enright. Kadena out at second. Base hit. Good chance to score. Payoff pitch. Changeup floated in there, but is roped foul. A ground ball just got to the right side of the first base bag. Still a full count to Trotter Enright as he tries to win this battle with Jason Blood, the right-handed reliever, coming out to face him. Man at second with 2 outs. Another full count pitch from Blood. Changeup, misses low. Heck of a plate appearance from Trotter Enright. Gives a little kick of the dirt out towards the mound as he tosses the bat away. Trotter Enright draws a 2-out walk. Now runners at first and second as Jake Evans comes up to bat.
Yeah, just the 7th time this season that Trotter Enright's had a free pass to first. Fights his way through that plate appearance. Fully deserves to take up responsibility 90 feet from home plate.
A mature plate appearance there for Trotter Enright, the true freshman, not looking like it with that plate appearance. So a couple runners on now for Jake Evans, a right-on-right matchup for Blood. First pitch, a fastball just missed outside. The catcher Ortega, as he received it, gave a point out. He certainly thought that one was on the outside corner, but they don't get the call. Jake Evans 0 for 1 tonight with a walk and a strikeout. 1-0 pitch, fastball, checked his swing, and it missed outside. Count now 2-0.
Ooh, that's a close call behind the plate. Jake Evans laid off on a big cut. Andrew Burke, our home plate umpire, not having any of it.
A lot of run on that fastball from Blood. 2-0 pitch, fastball, ground ball over to shortstop. What a play! Oh my goodness, Maddox Lotta, the second time the left side of the infield has flashed the leather for Fullerton. He fielded it on a slide and then got up and tossed to second base in time for the fielder's choice. But a heck of a play to end the inning. That one had infield single written all over it, but Maddox Lotta takes it away, and that does it. Dirtbags plate 2 in the top half of the 6th as we go to the bottom. It's 3-2 Titans here on 22 West Radio. Kaimi Kahalekai back out on the mound for Long Beach State as they're going to try and keep this deficit where it's at. The Beach add 2 in the top half of the 6th. It's now a 3-2 score. Titans coming back up looking to respond.
Yeah, Dirtbags needed that in a big way. After giving up 3 runs across 2 innings, they get a few back, and just like that, it'll hopefully boost the confidence of Kaimi Kahalekai on the mound as Dirtbags now need to blank the Titans and continue their hot streak offensively.
First pitch, a fastball at 89 that misses. For Fullerton, it's 8-9-1, or 9-1-2, excuse me, due up. Next one fouled off down the right side. Cam Burdick, 1 for 2 tonight. His last at-bat was a big one, had an RBI single. 1-1, fastball buzzes the hands, count 2-1.
Cam Burdick, the redshirt freshman, graduate of Carlsbad High School.
2-1 popped up right side. That'll get out of play. Lands up on top of the building down the right field line. Most of the concessions and food stands here at Goodwin Field just pop up tents. Here's one right off the hands, squirted over towards the Dirtbag dugout, foul ball. There's one, looks like a portable trailer down the left field line selling Fullerton merchandise. They were giving away some orange t-shirts today. You see those scattered throughout the crowd. Checked his swing, and he went around, chased a slider outside at 85. Nice pitch from Kahalekai as he gets the punch out of Burdick. And now the top of the order for Fullerton will come up with nobody on base and 1 out.
Tricky pitch from Kahalekai. Able to hang him up on the outside corner. Now must face the top of the order. Carter Johnstone, not an easy out.
Johnstone 2 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch misses up and in. It's been a great game so far for the Fullerton leadoff man. Right on left matchup as the 1-0 misses down. Johnstone ahead again, 2-0.
Carter Johnstone, a graduate of Los Gatos High School, but has an international background, was born in Hungary and lived in Spain before moving to California.
Next one misses outside. It's not often you see the leadoff man in a batting order be the DH. That's Johnstone tonight, making his bat well worth it. 3-0, fastball in there. Three to 2 Titans as we're in the bottom of the 6th. 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 pitch, misses down and away. So Johnstone draws a 5-pitch walk, and Fullerton has a man on.
Yeah, a rapid 5 pitches, and just like that, Johnstone is on base. 5 for 7 on stolen base attempts so far this season. We haven't seen the Titans run too much tonight, but Johnstone might just get the green light in the right situation.
Maddox Lotta coming up now. An absolute web gem in the top half of the inning from Lotta ended that threatening frame for the Dirtbags. If Lotta hadn't made that play, it would have been bases loaded still for Long Beach. First pitch taken for a strike. But Lotta moved over with a slide on the backhand, fielded and threw to second. And spectacular play for the Fullerton shortstop. The senior 0 for 3 tonight as Kahalekai picks over to first, but diving back ahead of the tag, Johnstone is safe.
Yeah, coming into this game, Maddox Lotta carries a 27-game on-base streak.
0-1, taken for strike 2. Slider at 83 there from Kahalekai. So Lotta's on-base streak could be in a bit of danger. 0 for 3 tonight, and Kahalekai's ahead 0-2. The pitch, chopper, and it's through the left side. A base hit from Maddox Lotta extends that on-base streak. Johnstone moves up to second base. Fullerton now has runners at first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, make that 28 straight games now for Lotta. He's been nothing short of efficient this season. 34 games played. Been on fire all year long for the Titans. Able to rope one right past the shortstop and into left field. The Titans once again have runners on first and second with Andrew Kirkner coming to the plate.
Action going in the Long Beach bullpen. Kirshner steps in 1 for 3 tonight. The RBI threat for Fullerton leading the Big West in runs driven in at 50. Looking to come through right here in an RBI spot. First and second, 1 out. Slider swung on and missed. Kirshner looked like he was on time with that one. Floated up at the letters, but he swung through it.
Yeah, Kirkner does the same thing he did the first time against Kahaleka, swinging at the first pitch, unable to make contact as Kahaleka calls time.
The 6'8" righty sets at the belt. Now gives a back pick to second, but standing up, John Stone is back at the bag.
Looks like responsibilities have switched on the inside move as well. It's Trotter Enright, the shortstop, responsible for covering second.
With the lefty in the box, Elliott stays at his spot. 0-1, swung on and missed again. 83 there, might have been a changeup from Kahalekai. And he's ahead 0-2 on Kirshner. Was ahead 0-2 on Lada as well the last at bat, but Lada got a 2-strike single. Kahalekai wanting to put him away, misses low with a changeup. Count now 1-2.
And Kirshner not going to swing on anything that's outside the zone. Obviously, those 50 RBIs speak not only to his power, but his patience in the box, waiting for his pitch.
1-2 before that, an inside move. Throw back to the bag, nowhere near in time. Kahalekai glances back at second. Here's the 1-2. Chopper on the ground, over to short. Toss to second, in time, throw to first, dug out. It's another double play for the Dirtbags, and that retires the side. The second time the Dirtbags have turned one up the middle. This time it's a 6-4-3 double play as Enright tossed to the bag. Elliott's throw across was in the dirt, but Cadena picked it out. Another double play for the Dirtbags ends the inning, and we're going to the 7th, 3-2 Titans here on 22 West Radio. We're entering the back third of the ball game as Long Beach is going to try to rally back. It's Easton Elliott leading things off here in the top of the 7th. Titans ahead 3-2 in this series opening game of this rivalry matchup. Long Beach looking to make a comeback. The Titans were ahead 3-0 before the Dirtbags added 2 in the top half of the 6th. The last 2 Titans innings have ended with double play balls turned by the Long Beach middle infield, including Easton Elliott, who takes ball 1 to begin the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that rally we saw in the last inning from the Dirtbags came after a few batters were able to string consecutive hits together, showing that if one guy gets hot, it could cause a chain reaction. Easton Elliott looking to start this inning off strong.
1-0 cut on and missed. Change up there at 78. Blood continuing to rely on that changeup to left-handed batters. It's a good speed differential with a lot of run away from the barrel. 1-1 in there for a strike at 87. That was the sinker that time. Easton Elliott calls time, gives an exhale. Now steps back in, looking to fight. Toes on the chalk. 1-2 pitch, change up, popped out into short left field, ranging over and there to make the catch is Matthew Bardowell. He was hugging the line, and Elliott couldn't get that one down in front of him. So that's the first out of the inning.
We haven't called Bardowell's name too often in the defense tonight, but able to make a nice catch. Range over, about 30 feet to make that catch.
Connor Stewart stepping in now, the Dirtbags catcher. Right on right matchup as the first pitch checked to swing and missed high. Stewart 1 for 2 tonight. Had a double his first time up. Blood out of the windup. The 1-0 misses high again. Ortega stands up out of the squat and gives a calm down gesture out to Blood on the mound.
Yeah, Blood looking a little out of rhythm at the moment. Pitching fast, but not pitching accurately.
2-0. Chopper over on the left side, ranging over. Rosales picks it cleanly. His throw in time. That left side of the Fullerton infield is flashing the leather tonight. A slick pick from Rosales cutting over in front of Velada, and then he makes the throw accurately. 2 outs, nobody on for the Dirtbags.
Yeah, you said it best, Bruce. The left side of the infield is on fire. An absolutely beautiful pick to get that out.
That was such a difficult pick that it's almost an aggressive play to not just let Lada come in and get that one. But Rosales cuts in front of him, picks it cleanly, and makes the play. First pitch to Matt Toomey, a changeup that catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, the shortstop and third baseman combo of Lada and Rosales, they've been able to knock down hard ground balls and on choppers like that, be aggressive and get the out to first in plenty of time.
0-1. Changeup floats in for strike 2. It was Matt Toomey who had a long at-bat to begin the top of the 6th. Even though he didn't get on base, kind of got that rally started just by forcing the starter, Micaiah Negretti, to work. He's behind 0-2 now to Blood. Next one, a fastball that misses high, just above the letters.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Matt Toomey in his last at-bat. Able to stay patient, foul a few off, and just give Negretti a fight. Wants to do the same to Blood here.
1-2. Changeup swung on and missed. A filthy change piece from Jason Blood, on the mound. And that does it. Dirtbags go down in order in the top half of the 7th inning. The fans here at Goodwin Field will stretch now as Fullerton's coming back up to bat ahead 3-2 here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags go into the bullpen to begin this bottom of the 7th inning. It's Tyler Gebb coming on. He's been warming up a couple times throughout the game, but now finally gets the call. Gebb on the mound for the 20th time this season. He's been relied on a lot, JD.
Oh, absolutely. To put it in a bit of perspective here, Bruce, in all of Division I baseball, Tyler Gebb is tied for 4th most appearances on the mound this season. Incredible.
First pitch here swung on and missed by the cleanup man, Matthew Bardawell. Gebb has had a couple of outings that have messed up his line, so he comes in with a 5.87 ERA. But the way TJ Bruce continues to rely on him tells you the arm talent. Next one misses outside. TJ Bruce and Rolando Garza, the two-headed monster at the top of this Long Beach coaching staff. Bruce handles most of the offense as the head coach. That one sails up and in, and it caught a piece of Bardawell. A fastball that Gebb lost control of, and it hits Bardawell. But TJ Bruce handles most of the offensive duties and defense, and then Rolando Garza is the man that runs the pitching staff.
Yeah, we definitely shout out Orlando Garza a lot more on these broadcasts, as he's always the man on the field, talking to this pitching staff, making changes. Always an active man in the Dirtbags dugout.
Max Ortega showing bunt early here. Pitch comes home, he lays it down the right side. Gebb fields and tosses over to first base in time. Awkward there as Cadena got the toss and then was scrambling back. 3 men in the area, but the Dirtbags able to come up with the out. It's a successful sacrifice bunt for Max Ortega as Bardawell moves up to second.
Yeah, the second baseman, Easton Elliott, also had first base covered, so a bit of a traffic jam, but one down nonetheless, as the Dirtbags want to get through this frame and keep this game close.
Man on second with 1 out for Fullerton. Eli Lopez steps into the box. First pitch from Gebb, a fastball that misses high. Lopez 1 for 3 tonight. 1-0 pitch, a breaker that falls in for strike 1.
Eli Lopez, a guy on this Titans team that really took a big jump in his sophomore season. Just 45 at-bats as a freshman, and then as a sophomore appeared in all but 1 game.
1-1, a heater that goes across at the eyes.
And then consistently this season, he's been within the top 5 batting average leaders for this squad. Came into this game hitting .302. That average up just a single point so far, .303 on the season.
2-1 hard line drive into center field. That gets down, a base hit for Lopez. That's going to score 1. The throw goes into second base. It's an RBI base hit for Eli Lopez, his second of the night, and Fullerton moves ahead 4-2.
And that'll do wonders for the batting average as well. Eli Lopez continues to work on those RBI totals. Last season totaled 19 RBIs in a season. So far, make that 17 in 2025.
It was a slider from Gebb that floated, just stayed up enough for Lopez to get a good piece of bat on it. So runner now at first with 1 out for Fullerton as they've plated 1 and they're ahead 4-2. Paul Contreras in the box. He takes strike 1, a front door slider that just caught the zone. Lopez over at first base, 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this year. Pitch misses high. Count even 1-1.
And Tyler Gebb just needs to settle the nerves a little bit, start throwing strikes.
Lopez inching off the bag. He starts, stops, and the pitch is in for a strike. A slider as Lopez retreats to first base.
Lopez not a huge stolen base threat so far this season. Only 1 for 1 on his attempts.
1-2 pitch from Gebb. Slider lifted out into short right field. Champagne ranges into the gap, but Ashworth calls him off, and he makes the catch. Lobs it into second base, and Lopez retreats to first. 2 outs now in the inning.
Once again, it's good work from Kyle Ashworth. A lot of ground to cover there out in right field, but does it well. Communicates with Alex Champagne, calls him off, makes the catch. Dirtbags are 1 out away from getting out of the inning.
Marcos Rosales up now. Slick fielding third baseman, takes ball one on a fastball high. He's made a couple really nice plays at third base tonight. Looking for some production on the offensive end. He's 0 for 2, but does have a walk. 1-0, checked his swing, and it's a called strike. Man at first with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch, fastball, misses just high.
Now Rosales laying off the high ones. Watching those pitches go by just about eye level.
Lopez, a conservative lead over there, starts to go, stops as it's popped up, getting into foul territory. Stewart drops the mask. It's Evans ranging over, and he makes the catch. Had some trouble with that one as it was floating in the air, but Evans just on the foul side of the third base line makes the catch and ends the inning. Fullerton plates one, though, on an RBI single from Eli Lopez. We go to the 8th, 4-2 Titans here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags with 6 outs left to rally. We're entering the top of the 8th inning, a 4-2 lead for the Titans after they add one in the bottom of the 7th. Jason Blood back out there through an inning and a third. Has thrown 22 pitches, 1 walk and 1 strikeout against him. Kyle Ashworth stepping in, representing the top of the order for Long Beach State. Blood with that excellent changeup, has relied on it to the lefties so far. Throws the fastball here, up and away to start the at-bat. It's 1-0 to Ashworth.
Yeah, one thing Jason Blood has done a great job of is keeping that pitch count low. Not working into long counts after Dirtbags were giving him a bit of problem in the first few batters he faced.
1-0, fastball in for a strike. Marcos Rosales, the third baseman, is pulled in front of the base. He's in past the cutout, trying to defend the bunt from Ashworth. 1-1, changeup floats way outside. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, this is a count Kyle Ashworth is going to like. Able to wait for his pitch, pick his timing.
Two 2-1 pitch, line drive, gets down into left field. It's another base hit for Kyle Ashworth, his second of the game, and he represents a leadoff base runner for Long Beach State.
Not only a leadoff base runner, but he brings the tying run to the plate in Alex Champagne. With no outs and 1 on, Dirtbags looking to start a rally here in the top of the 8th inning.
Nice piece of hitting there from Ashworth. Took a fastball in the outer part right to left field. It's a leadoff single to begin the 8th. Now Alex Champagne steps up. Rosales still playing way in front of the third base bag. Last time this top of the order came around, it was 3 straight hits from Ashworth, Champagne, and Cadena. Ashworth has started his part of that to try and repeat it. First pitch in to Champagne, misses low on a sinker. And then Ortega's going to give a trot out to the mound, just him and Blood having a quick conference.
Yeah, something we haven't seen from Ortega so far. Immediately throws off the mask and wants a conversation with his pitcher. A quick one, but definitely some strategy being exchanged over there on the mound.
Kyle Ashworth at first base, 4 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year. Dirtbags trailing by 2 with a man on first and nobody out. 1-0 pitch, changeup, floats just low. Nice take from Champagne to make the count 2-0.
After that pitch, though, Ortega gestures out to Blood. He likes that spot and he likes that pitch.
Champagne ahead 2-0. Pitch from Blood, roped out into center field, ranging in on a slide and unable to make the catch. It bounces away from Burdick. Ashworth is going to try for third. Champagne gets into second standing up. That'll likely be ruled a double for Alex Champagne, his second of the game. We'll see if it is indeed ruled that way. Can't be an error on Burdick, but as the ball bounced away from him, there's no error to be scored on the play. But the Dirtbags either way will have runners at second and third with nobody out. Ashworth and Champagne coming through again to set the table for the middle of this Dirtbags order.
Alex Champagne has come in huge. A long hitless streak coming into this one. Hadn't gotten a hit since March 28th against Santa Barbara. Now a 2-hit night, and he brings the go-ahead run to the plate in Nathan Cadena. What a performance from Alex Champagne.
A good effort from Cam Burdick out in center field. Came in and gave a slide and looked like he got to the ball but just couldn't handle it as he went down. Bounced away from him into short right field, and the Dirtbags were able to move up 90 feet per runner. So it's second and third as Fullerton is now going to make a pitching change. Going to come out, and Jason Dietrich decides to go to the bullpen. So Jason Blood lifted here, both runners on base, his responsibility. Fullerton going to a reliever. Runners at second and third for Long Beach State. We'll introduce the new Titan arm up next here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags threatening here in the top of the 8th inning. It's runners on second and third. Nobody out as Fullerton goes to the bullpen. The new man coming in is a southpaw, Andrew Wright. It's an interesting decision here for Fullerton, going to a lefty in relief with back-to-back right-handed batters coming up for Long Beach.
Yeah, we'll see how well Wright fares. He's got all the stats to back up his performances so far, but Needs 3 big outs with 2 Dirtbags in scoring position.
19-year-old southpaw in a big spot here. Corner infield in. First pitch to Kadena. Tapped foul down the left side.
And I think we just got a taste of what we're going to see from Wright. Whipping that pitch inside to Kadena.
It's been a turnaround of huge proportions for Wright. His freshman season a year ago, he had a 14.73 ERA. This year, 1.07. 0-1 pitch, taken down in the dirt. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, Wright working the 1-1 count. Still looking to find his spots. The runners off a second and third at the moment. Just taking 1-hop leads, not looking to be too aggressive. Alex Champagne and Kyle Ashworth.
1-1. The pitch to Nathan Kadena, lifted out into center field, ranging over and unable to get it. That ball will bounce off the base of the wall. Burdick can't make it. That's going to bring in the tying run. A 2-run double for Nathan Kadena has tied this game up. We're all knotted at 4 here in the top of the 8th. Kadena pulls into second base. Still nobody out for the Dirtbags.
That is huge for Nathan Kadena. Faces a new arm, ropes one to center. And that's how you get the Dirtbags back in the ball game. Aggressive batting, aggressive base running. Dirtbags plate 2. Still nobody out. And we're all knotted up at 4.
Kadena got a pitch to drive and did not miss it. Wright has had so much success this year, but gets touched right there. And Kadena is hyped up, walking over towards the Dirtbag dugout. TJ Bruce walked out and called together all his base coaches, base runners, and hitters for a quick conference here. Fullerton standing out on the field awaiting the next play. But a 2-run double from Nathan Kadena has tied this game up at 4. The Dirtbags throughout this game just have not gone away. They've kept it close enough for a big hit like that to get them back in it. That's exactly what just happened. A 2-run double from Nathan Kadena has things tied, and now he's out there representing the go-ahead run.
And Nathan Kadena just whispering some sweet nothings to Connor Sharpio, who now steps into the batter's box, giving him a few tips, a few tricks, as Andrew Wright now needs to right the ship.
Connor Sharpio in the box, inside move, but back to second easily is Kadena.
Over in the on-deck circle as well, Trotter and Wright working on his swing as for the first time tonight, Dirtbags fans get to make all the noise.
Sharpio 0 for 2 tonight, does have a sac fly. Here's a rope down the right field line and foul. Bounced over into the Dirtbag bullpen. The spotter was not doing his job, but they got lucky and it didn't hit anybody.
Spotter still has his back to home plate.
That's not how that's supposed to work. 0-1 count here to Connor Sharpio. Looking for his first hit of the night. It would be a big one. Man on second, nobody out. 0-1 pitch comes home and misses low on a sinker.
Yeah, Andrew Wright still looking a little shaky. Adjusts his cap, adjusts his jersey, adjusts the glove. Does a little half arm circle. Just looking uncomfortable on the mound right now.
Dirtbags with 7 hits tonight. Sharpio looking for number 1 of his. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball floats just above the zone. Nice take by Sharpio. Count is 2-1.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that just didn't break. Hovers right above the zone, doesn't dip. And Sharpio finds himself ahead in the count.
Sharpio looking for a pitch to drive. 2-1, fly ball out into right field, ranging over towards the corner. Contreras makes the catch. Tagging up and moving up to third base is Kadena. Good piece of wood there from Sharpio, at least does the job of advancing the runner 90 feet. The Dirtbags now with 1 out, have a man at third, and a well-executed plate appearance here from Trotter Enright could give the Dirtbags the lead.
Yeah, really good work from Connor Sharpio. Just needs to put bat to ball and gets a lot of love from his teammates heading back into the dugout. Kyle Ashworth down there is fired up, giving out some big high fives, some big helmet taps. As the Dirtbags now have a man on third, the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Infield coming in all the way across for the Titans, trying to cut this one off. Left on left matchup, a tough assignment here for the true freshman Trotter Enright. Let's see if he can come through. Last time up was a long at bat, worked a walk. First pitch to Enright, spiked it, but it's blocked behind the dish by Ortega. So the runner stays put at third, and it goes for ball 1.
Ortega just needs to be patient here. Wright is struggling.
decent speed at third base for Nathan Kadena. Left on left matchup, Trotter Enright trying to come through. 1-0 pitch, slider breaks in for strike one.
That's a really good pitch from Wright. Working inside out, goes bottom middle of the zone. That's a settler pitch right there.
Dirtbags have squeezed before. Last weekend they used it against Bakersfield. It's at least in the bag of TJ Bruce. 1-1 pitch, sinker misses down.
Down on the dirt and near the feet of Trotter Enright, who now steps out of the box for a few instructions from the dugout.
Infield remains in all the way across. Wright with his glove up to his ear to get the pitch calm. Now he's set. 2-1, he squares around, suicide squeeze, bunts through it. Now it's got a run down on the third base line, and they tag out Kadena. The Dirtbags run a suicide squeeze with a 2-1 count, and Enright bunts right through it. Kadena tagged out down the third base line, spikes his helmet into the dugout as he gets over there. The Dirtbags cannot execute the suicide squeeze and run right into an out. Real tough break right there. 2 outs, nobody on now for Enright.
You said it a few pitches ago. It was in the bag of TJ Bruce to call the suicide squeeze, but if you're going to call the play, the man at the plate needs to make contact. Trotter Enright doesn't do his job, and it's a big out for the Dirtbags.
To do a line drive single into right. So Enright has a base hit, but it doesn't feel like a success right now.
That just makes it worse, Bruce. After the suicide squeeze, Miss Trotter Enright makes really solid contact and gets to first base. That would have scored the run from third. But this game remains tied.
Tough one there for Long Beach. Oof. It was a buntable pitch. Came into the middle of the plate, but Enright just bunted right through it. Either way, they've got a man on first base now with 2 outs, and Jake Evans coming up. Still a chance, an out to work with here in the 8th for the Dirtbags to try to take a lead. First pitch from Wright to Evans. Sinker just missed outside.
Again, Wright has another left on right matchup with Jake Evans.
Pickoff attempt, step and throw, but back standing up is Enright. Nathan Kadena showed some frustration as he got over to the dugout after the suicide squeeze did not work. One-0. Chopper up the middle, fielded by Lopez. He tosses to the second base bag, and they just get Enright. It was a close play there, but the fielder's choice ends the inning. Dirtbags leave one stranded. Enright spikes his helmet on the ground behind the second base bag. Had a good chance there to try and take the lead, but either way, a frame the Dirtbags will take. They score 2 on a 2 RBI double from Nathan Kadena. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, it's all tied at 4 here on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags going to the bullpen here for their number one man, Albert Robles, entering with a tie game. Robles coming in off back-to-back stellar performances, the last of which was against Cal State Bakersfield last Saturday. It was really an incredible outing. 12 strikeouts for Robles. He retired 20 batters in a row to finish that outing. Robles looking to keep his momentum carrying here into Fullerton tonight. He's going to have a tough assignment here as Fullerton tries to fight back into the lead. It's 9-1-2 due up. First pitch from Robles, a fastball that misses high.
Yeah, Alex Robles really has been on fire. Working against Bakersfield, came into the game with the Dirtbags down 5-1. His pitching performance was backed up by some big offensive performances from Alex Champagne and Kyle Ashworth, as the Dirtbags came back to win that game 7-5.
1-0, fastball at the knees, in there for a strike. Robles is a first-year Dirtbag transferred in from UNLV, where he did not have success last year. 13 games and an 8.51 ERA. So far this season for the Dirtbags, 12 games and a 3.12 ERA. 1-1 pitch, he squares around but pulls it back as that one's in for a strike. Fastball down and away, and Burdick is behind 1-2.
Man, a slow trot from Jake Evans at third base, playing some nonchalant bunt defense as he's shaded over towards the foul line.
Both the Dirtbags corner infielders playing right on the lines. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Slider down and away, gets the whiff, and Robles picks up right where he left off. A punch out of Burdick begins this bottom of the eighth.
Man, Alex Robles definitely has his stuff working. Not only did he shut down Bakersfield the series before, in Hawaii, Robles picked up his second win of the season, went 5 1/3 innings, entered in the fourth inning, retired the first 12 batters he faced, struck out the side in his first 2 innings, striking out 8 of 10. Robles just breathing strikeouts at the moment.
Top of the order coming up now for Fullerton. First one misses down in the dirt to Carter Johnstone. Johnstone has led this Titans offense tonight. He's reached all 4 times to the plate. 2 hits, including a double, and then 2 walks. Both those walks coming his last 2 times up. Robles gets the pitch call. Gives a full exhale on the mound. Now the righty looking in. Still waiting. Now he finally goes to work out of the windup. Pitch comes in and catches the zone right at the knees. Got now 1-1.
And that fastball from Robles really works midnight to 6 o'clock. Vertical movement on that pitch is deadly. Catches Johnstone standing.
Dirtbags trying to retire Johnstone for the first time tonight. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball roped out into right field. That'll get down and roll into the corner. Johnstone rounds first. He's going to pull into second with a 1-out double. Tonight is the night of Carter Johnstone. He's got his 3rd hit, and he's into second with 1 out for the Titans.
Carter Johnstone continues his hot streak as well. Came into this game after an incredible series against CSUN, including a game where he hit 3 home runs, the most by a Triton since 2017. Continued his hot streak in the Titans' next series against Oregon State, number 8 ranked team in the country. Comes in tonight as the leadoff man. 4 for 4, simply unplayable tonight.
Maddox Lotta coming in now for the Titans. Lotta 1 for 4, extended his long on base streak with a single his last time up. Fullerton with the go-ahead run out at second base. Albert Robles looking to work out of it. Right on right matchup. First pitch from Robles, swung on and missed. Chased one down in the dirt. That slider from Robles has really been the pitch he's leaned on over these last couple outings and has become his go-to.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen Robles switch up his pitches, but no matter which one he goes to, he throws with a lot of velocity. No pitch from Robles easy to hit.
Lotta taps the bat against his back shoulder. 0-1, fastball misses low. One. Fastball just missed outside. Nice take by Maddox Lotta, who's shown tonight he's got a good eye at the dish. Lotta's drawn 22 walks on the season. Man at second representing the go-ahead run with 1 out in the inning. 2-1 the count. The pitch comes home. Breaking ball just missed outside. Couple great takes from Lotta. It's now a 3-1 count.
Bruce, if I was in the batter's box, I'd swing at those last 2 pitches. They look really, really good. Maddox Lotta showing why he's one of the best in the Big West.
Stone cold takes. Andrew Kirshner on deck. 3-1, breaking ball, catches the outside corner this time. Nice location there at 81 miles an hour, makes the count full. Robles looking to win a long battle here with Lotta. Payoff pitch. Fastball popped up and out of play. Lotta fights it off to stay alive.
A few shouts of Albert from the Triton's faithful here tonight, who have made noise at times.
It's a full count, runner out at second with 1 out in the inning. We're all tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Big pitch coming up. Another full count offering comes home. Chopper over on the left side. Evans fields on a hop. His throw to first in time. Runner stays put at second. Nice play by the true freshman third baseman for the Dirtbags. Now 2 outs in the inning for the Titans.
Yeah, smart play as well from Evans. Double clutches before the throw, making sure the runner at second can advance to third. Dirtbags now with 2 outs, still looking to escape the inning. John Stone remains on second with a big bat coming to the plate.
Lotta gives a couple words to Kirshner as he runs by on his way back to the dugout. Andrew Kirshner comes up here, the Big West leader in runs driven in. Still looking for 1 tonight. He's 1 for 4. Now we're going to have a mound visit for the Dirtbags. Orlando Garza walks his way out there. Full infield converges around the mound for Long Beach.
Yeah, talking a little bit about Kirshner. Wearing the number 19 tonight, about to come to the plate. First-year transfer from Golden West College, a college familiar for Dirtbags fans. A few Dirtbags making their way over to the program from Golden West.
A big Golden West influence throughout the Big West.
Really one of the top JUCO programs in this conference. Kirshner, though, might be one of the top prospects so far this season. 50 RBIs. Absolutely incredible. Ranked 15th in the country in that category. Also bashed 10 home runs so far this season. Most by a Titan since Scott Hurst hit 12 in 2017. Bruce, we still have a few series to go. Kirshner could be on track to break that record.
He's 1 for 4 tonight. Hasn't quite taken over this game to this point. But this is a chance for Kirshner to do some serious damage. Go-ahead run out at second base with 2 outs in the inning. Kirshner stepping into the left-handed box to face the righty on the mound. Albert Robles trying to pitch out of the jam. Robles sets. His first pitch to Kirshner. Breaking ball misses down for ball 1.
We also get to see the physicality of Kirshner every time he steps up to the plate. Always starts his at-bats really, really close, crowding the bag, and then steps off about a half step back into the box, giving himself some more room over the plate.
Robles gives a look at second. Long pause here. Now the 1-0 comes home. Fastball right on the black on the outside corner. Heck of a location from Albert Robles. Gets the call for strike 1.
Beautiful pitch from Robles. That pitch bobbed and weaved for finding the glove of Connor Stewart.
Huge spot. Man at second with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Fastball down in the dirt. It gets by Stewart. The runner will advance 90 feet. So the Titans now just 1 bag away from moving ahead again. Wild pitch there from Robles down in the dirt, and Stewart couldn't pick it. The go-ahead run now awaiting at third base. Andrew Kirshner ahead in the count, 2-1.
A huge pitch coming from Robles now.
The Dirtbags are going to put him on intentionally. Kirshner, the most dangerous batter in this Fullerton lineup in that spot. They'll take their chances with Matthew Bardowell. Bardowell 0 for 1 tonight with a walk.
That intentional walk, Bruce, I got to say, a smart play with Kirshner ahead in the count. Can't afford to let him get comfortable and tee off. Also shows TJ Bruce trusts Robles in this spot to get a strikeout.
Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Matthew Barterwell stepping up here. Albert Robles with a huge batter to try and keep this game tied. First pitch from Robles. Breaking ball misses low for ball 1.
That pitch on a rope from Robles. Just can't catch the bottom of the zone.
15 pitches so far in the inning for Albert Robles. Not a big lead at first for Kirshner. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice location, gets a point out to the mound from his catcher. Count now 1-1. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for the Titans. We're all tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. 1-1 pitch, fastball, ground ball over to shortstop. Enright kicked it, and he can't make the play. E6 will give the Titans the lead. Trotter Enright cannot make the play. A ground ball right at him, and as he tried to bring it up after fielding, lost the handle. The ball squirted out in front of him. Barterwell gets down to first without a throw. An error on the Long Beach true freshman shortstop puts Fullerton ahead 5-4.
That is so costly, Bruce. Yes, it's a hard hit ground ball to Trotter Enright, but that's a play he should make, and he knows it.
A tough 8th inning for Trotter Enright. He couldn't get the suicide squeeze down in the top half of the inning when the Dirtbags had a chance to take the lead. Now his 2-out error gives the Titans a 5-4 lead, and they still have a chance to add some more. Runners at first and second with 2 outs still in the inning. Max Ortega in the box, the catcher for Fullerton, 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch, a fastball in there for a strike.
Yeah, you see Trotter Enright at the shortstop position right now, pacing back and forth, adjusting his glove. He's got to have short-term memory, though. Dirtbags still need 1 out.
It was the 3rd error of the night for the Dirtbags. That defense has costed them. 0-1, down in the dirt. Stewart can't block it. It squirts away, and the runners both advance 90 feet. Great base running from the Fullerton men on the bases. That ball did not get away from Stewart very far, but both runners anticipated and able to move up on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that's Borderwell and Kitchener. Great base running from the Titans. And Robles on the mound just gives out an exhausted sigh. He wants this inning to be over as the Titans crowd gets into it.
Robles sets. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, checked his swing, and it missed just outside.
Yeah, with every ball that Robles throws, this crowd goes more enthused. They can feel something brewing now.
Titans have already taken the lead here in this inning. Looking for some huge insurance before we go to the 9th. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. 5-4 Titans. 2-1 pitch from Robles. Fastball down in the dirt. Picked out of there by Stewart, so the runners stay put, but the count is now 3-1 to Ortega. First base is open, and the Dirtbags have action in the bullpen. It's Van Larson throwing again down there.
Now Robles wants to get out of the inning, but Max Ortega is not going to let him off the hook easy.
This will be Robles' 22nd pitch. (3-1). Misses down and away. Breaking ball, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Max Ortega. The bases are now loaded for the Titans.
An absolutely huge spot for Fullerton now. Max Ortega takes up real estate at first. And now it's Eli Lopez stepping up to the plate.
Eli Lopez with already tonight a couple of RBI singles. He steps in looking for another one. Bases are juiced for the Titans. They're already ahead 5-4 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Albert Robles trying to keep this score right where it is. First pitch to Lopez, a fastball that missed just up. Stewart stuck that one behind the plate trying to get the call, but instead it's a 1-0 count to Lopez. Right on right matchup. Lopez sets, looks at third, Now here's the 1-0. Spiked a fastball, and Stewart dug it out on the backhand. Robles losing the command a bit here. Walked Ortega on base, and now is behind 2-0 to Lopez on a couple misses.
Lopez would buy a strike right now. He missed high, and then he missed low. Got to put the next one in the zone.
Robles exhales. 2-0 pitch, a fastball just missed outside. Oof. Hit the glove, but doesn't get the call, and it's a 3-0 count to Eli Lopez.
And Robles takes a long walk back up the pitcher's mound, on the verge of walking in a run.
Would Fullerton dare give a green light here? 3-0 count. Robles trying to find the zone. Pitch comes home. It's in there for a strike. Lopez looked like he was taken all the way. He's still way ahead, though, 3-1. Bases loaded. 3-1 pitch from Robles. Blew it by him. Fastball at the top of the zone. Robles on the mound. Lopez at the dish. Runners will be on the move with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Fullerton ahead by a run, looking to add.
This is backyard stuff here, Bruce.
Huge pitch coming up. 3-2. Robles downhill. Fastball swung on and missed. Robles got it by him. The strikeout ends the inning and leaves the bases loaded. Fullerton takes the lead on an error from Trotter Enright at shortstop. But now the Dirtbags will have 3 outs to try and make another comeback. It's 5-4 Titans as we move to the 9th here on 22 West Radio. Three outs to get for the Titans. Long Beach looking to rally again. This has been a great finish in the back third of this ball game, but it's 5-4 Titans as we go to the 9th inning. Andrew Wright back out on the mound for the Titans, looking to close it out. Bottom third of the Dirtbags order due up, starting with Easton Elliott.
Listen, Bruce, it doesn't get any more simple than this. The Dirtbags are down to their last 3 outs, trailing by a run. They need base runners, and they need them fast. It's going to be up to Easton Elliott to start off this inning. They got to put the errors with the last frame behind him and focus fully on the offense.
Lopez allowed a pair of inherited runners to score after he entered in the top of the 8th. First pitch to Elliott misses outside. Easton Elliott just trying to work on base here to begin the inning for the Dirtbags. Left on left matchup. Right working out of the windup. 1-0 pitch misses outside again. Ortega, the catcher, immediately calls time and trots out to the mound to talk with his left-hander.
Yeah, Andrew Wright digs into the pitcher's mound a little bit with that left foot. Gets a pat on the chest from Ortega. It's a quick visit, just looking to settle the nerves of the pitcher.
Easton Elliott in the box for the Dirtbags. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Long Beach State needs base runners. 2-0 pitch, sinker, misses inside. Elliott's ahead 3-0.
Easton Elliott had to pull his quadriceps back to avoid getting hit on that pitch right inside.
Wright has only walked 2.8 batters per 9 innings, so not a guy who struggles with command usually, but he's behind 3-0 here. Pitch comes home and misses again. It's a 4-pitch walk to begin the 9th inning. Easton Elliott will head down to first as a leadoff runner for the Dirtbags.
Easton Elliott represents the tying run And now the go-ahead run at the plate. Connor Stewart.
Dirtbags had Zach Samoya waiting on deck, but they call him back, and they're going to give Stewart the at-bat.
Aside from Kyle Ashworth and Nathan Cadena, Connor Stewart, the only other man in the lineup tonight who has hit a home run for the Dirtbags.
The tying run is on first base, Easton Elliott, with good speed. He's 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this year. He squirts off the bag, left down to right, step and throw, but Elliott dives back safely.
Yeah, Elliott had his left hand in the dirt like a linebacker, ready to take off towards second.
Now we're going to have timeout called. Ortega, the catcher for Fullerton, steps out and gives a set of signs. 5-4 Fullerton. Long Beach looking to rally. They've got the leadoff man on. Elliott on first base, nobody out. Connor Stewart, the batter. First pitch to Stewart. He squares around, pops it up on the bunt. Caught on the mound by right. A first pitch pop out on the bunt from Stewart. And that's the first out of the inning.
That was not the game plan. Connor Stewart needs to lay that bunt down. Just looking to advance the base runner, and a frustrated walk back to the dugout for the catcher.
Stewart was going to get pinch hit for. They sent him back out there, presumably trusting his ability to bunt. But the Dirtbag catcher pops it up right back to the mound. So that's an easy and free out given to the Titans. Runner remains at first base as Luke Taylor will be the pinch hitter for Long Beach in place of the 9th spot in the order. Luke Taylor has some power in his bat. Has homered a couple times this year. First pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Sinker at 90 miles an hour, got it by him.
Yeah, Taylor just was unable to catch up with that pitch. The swing coming in way too late.
Elliott still the runner at first base. 0-1 pitch, sinker, cut on and missed again.
Same pitch, but that time Taylor caught a tiny piece of it. Working on his timing.
Taylor behind 0-2, looking to fight now. Oh-2 pitch, popped up, right side, that'll get out of play. So Taylor stays alive. Andrew Wright, the lefty on the mound for Fullerton, looking to close this thing out. Step and throw, but Elliott dives back safely to first.
Yeah, Easton Elliott has taken quite the healthy lead off of first. Can imagine he's just trying to frustrate the man on the mound, but also giving Luke Taylor in the box a chance to breathe.
Taylor behind 0-2. Pitch comes home, sinker taken high, right at 90 miles an hour. A good take by Taylor, makes it count 1-2.
And that pitch didn't miss by much.
Elliott has yet to move from first base. 1-2 as he stays put again, and it's fouled back into the netting.
One thing Luke Taylor hasn't done during this at bat is see strikes. He swung at everything in the zone, stays alive with a healthy cut there.
Taylor coming off the bench with a big plate appearance here. The top of the order is waiting after him. 1-2 the count. Elliott leads off of first base. Pitch comes home, breaking ball, cuts back in for strike 3. Taylor gets rung up on a backdoor slider. Filthy pitch there from Andrew Wright, and the Titans are now just 1 out away from coming away with a win.
Luke Taylor, that's a long walk back to the dugout, but an excellent pitch from Andrew Wright. Breaks outside in, paints the corner. And the Dirtbags are down to their last out.
Kyle Ashworth, the last chance for Long Beach. We'll see if they dial up the aggression on the base paths. Elliott has not moved at any point in this at-bat or in this inning. First pitch to Ashworth. Hard ground ball through, up the middle. It's a base hit for Ashworth. His third straight time to the plate with a hit. Elliott will move up 90 feet as Ashworth keeps this game alive. The tying run now just 2 bags away for Long Beach State with Alex Champagne and his hot bat coming up.
Wow, Kyle Ashworth, that's a bit uncharacteristic. Swings at the first pitch he sees, sends it right back above the pitcher's mound. A huge base hit, and still the Dirtbags down to their last out with runners on first and second.
Champagne with doubles each of his last 2 trips to the plate. Good speed on the bases for Long Beach. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Left-on-left matchup. First pitch to Champagne. Breaking ball misses outside.
Bit of a deceptive pitch there from right. Forces it to the outside. Ortega has to chase it. Alex Champagne just needs to be disciplined.
1-0 pitch to Champagne. Breaking ball on the outside corner this time. Champagne has seen a heavy dose of breaking stuff from lefties tonight. It's a 1-1 count to the Dirtbags center fielder, making his 92nd consecutive start in the outfield. Champagne has become Mr. Dirtbag on this team. Can he come through right now? 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, cuts in for strike 2. Dirtbags now down to their final strike.
Alex Champagne tucked his right shoulder inside, thought that pitch was gonna hit him. Now has to face the 1-2 count. Advantage Andrew Wright. What can Alex Champagne cook up?
Will they stick with the breaking ball? Runners on first and second, 2 out. Champagne looking to stay alive. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball misses outside. Bat started to come around, but he held up.
Really, really good from Alex Champagne. That was such a tempting pitch from right.
Have to think a good breaking ball away might get him here. Champagne hoping he hangs it. 2-2 pitch. Goes to the fastball and misses outside. Count is now full. The runners will be on the move. So a hit here will all but likely tie this ball game. Both the runners on first and second will be running with the pitch. Full count to Alex Champagne. The pitch from right comes home. Breaking ball fouled off. Just got a piece and squirted it over to the left side. The runners will head back to their spots and will do it again.
Hearts all around Goodwin Field, just skipped a beat. Alex Champagne stays alive.
It was the breaking ball there that Champagne just got a piece of. A well-executed pitch, but Champagne spoils it. Hits in his last 2 times to the plate. Can he do it again? Runners go. Full count pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed. A strikeout for Andrew Wright has won the game for the Titans. 5-4 in the first game of the series. A great finish, and Cal State Fullerton wins it. They break a losing streak against Long Beach State in the program series and win on night 1 of this weekend. 5-4 the final score. Titans win it as the Dirtbags leave the tying and go-ahead runs on base.
That's an agonizing one, Bruce. Dirtbags with a lot of self-inflicted wounds in this one, and a chance to tie it at the end goes begging. Andrew Wright picks his pitches, fools Alex Champagne when he needed it most, and the Fullerton are going to walk away with a win here on night 1.
Fullerton finishes with 5 runs on 9 hits, 0 errors. Long Beach, 4 runs on 9 hits and 3 errors. It was a 2-out fielding error in the bottom of the 8th inning that allowed the go-ahead run to score for Cal State Fullerton. A tough loss here for Long Beach. They fought and stayed close throughout, but just come up short. Fullerton pulls off a big win. We can look at the Big West standings. Cal State Fullerton moves to 10-6 on the year in conference play. Long Beach falls to 8-11. This is a huge series for the Dirtbags to try and win going in. Now they'll have to win back-to-back if they want to do that.
Yeah, a tall task ahead for the Dirtbags. A huge series for both teams as they fight for the postseason, and you know that huddle right behind first base. TJ Bruce is telling his guys to have a short-term memory. They're back at it again tomorrow night. Need to put the errors, put the mistakes behind them, and put it in a solid performance against their 15-mile rivals.
They'll be playing again tomorrow at 6 and on Saturday at 7. This weekend series moved up by a day due to Easter weekend But night one here on Thursday goes to the Titans. A great game, 5-4 the finish. Cal State Fullerton just pulls through and comes away with a win on their home turf. That'll do it for us here at Goodwin Field. Dirtbags lose this one 5-4. For JayDe Beaudry next to me, I'm Bruce Kuntz, and this has been Long Beach State Dirtbags Baseball on 22 West Radio, streaming live on the 22 West Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back on the air tomorrow night at 5:30 for the back half of a Long Beach State softball doubleheader. Then we'll have the series finale between these two teams back here in Fullerton at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we hope you'll be there with us for those next two broadcasts.